I go live now. I'm live now, guys.
Thank God, because that was chaotic.
That was chaotic. Guys, it's been a day. It's been a day. I'm just going to tell you, it's been one of those days. But I'm here with, I did with two people there, with my sisters there. So, guys, if you're on Instagram Live, come to YouTube Live so you can actually see us all in our full glory. We're trying to squeeze in on the Instagram. You can't see us, and I can't reply back, and it's hard for me to see your messages. So come to the YouTube Live. And those of you on the YouTube Live, I'm so sorry I'm late. It's chaotic. I usually do my intro and all that, the countdown, blah, 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 blah. But I did that before I went live, so I did it to no one.
No wonder I wasn't seeing you on the time.
Yeah. So now we're live. So as a reintroduction, we have Empress Fudia.
Empress Fudia in the building.
And we have Masa, or Legally Masa.
On Instagram.
And today we're going to talk about the first of all, they're both Sierra Leonean American, as am I, as you guys know. These are like my salon sisters. And they have a restaurant here called Freetown Shop House. Come out. So you can get your salon food while you're here in Ghana. And I'm here back in Ghana, obviously. And so we caught up a little earlier about my December. And then
what a festive December you had. My goodness.
And so
good times.
Sure. And so today we're going to talk about the differences between what their December was like here in Ghana and what my December was like in Salon or in Sierra Leone. Last week,
wow.
24 says, "Good evening, ladies."
Good evening.
You guys are fan favorites. Yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm so happy to be back with you too.
Aww.
You guys are two of my favorites in Ghana. Don't want to piss anybody.
Wait. What of your favorites?
I don't want to piss anybody.
Don't piss us off. Well, don't piss us off, Joe.
You guys are my absolute
be on the right
favorite.
Side of history.
You guys are my absolute favorite people.
We know it. Let them know it. Let them know.
Just so you guys all know who are watching. These are my two favorite people in Ghana. Period. Okay. So, we didn't really talk about what the format of this was going to be, so we're just going to talk. So I'm gonna tell you guys about my December in terms of what I choose to share on live. so
that's it. What you talking on? I'm telling you.
Mark Hansen, what's up, Mark Hansen? 24 said my December was great in Salon. So 24 was on live last week and mentioned you had a good time. I know 24 had a good time in Sierra Leone. Salon. Enjoy.
It's 24 an American?
Look at them. The ladies are beautiful, but I see you got that US
100%. You go no. 100%. Wait, it's 24 Sierra Leonean or is 24 just American?
Yeah, 24. Are you of Sierra Leonean descent in your recent history or further back? No narrative, you back. Long time. It's been a while.
Oh, hey girl, hey.
What's up, No Narrative? It's been a minute. What's up?
It has. It's been a minute.
Too bad we didn't get a chance to catch up in Brooklyn. You know, I was there, but, my life was crazy while I was there. It's a whole thing. I don't want to depress everyone with what my life is like in Brooklyn, but it sucks. So I don't talk about it. You guys know. Anyway, we've talked about it. Okay. These ladies are beautiful, but I see they got that USA attitude. Okay. That was the Sierra Leone. I stayed at the Radisson. Oh, boy.
Okay.
When you're at the Radisson.
You're a target. You're a mark.
They're after you.
Wow.
They say you're not Salon Bobo.
Salon Bobo.
Okay.
How you not go enjoy?
You get for enjoy. Whose tribe you come out? Mina Mende and
Mende.
Krio.
Just Mende. Just Mende.
Say
we're possessive. With the Mende, I know. Even with your DNA. Just Mende. Mende, what's in?
Say Mina Mandingo Sef.
You're just Mende.
And Yoruba. Which
mainly
probably answers some questions people might have out there. Be well. Share, aka Far West.
Thank you.
You too, as well. All right, cool. So Dishawig says, why what? I don't know. All right, come to the YouTube live so we can see your comments more live. Because today has been a rough one for me, guys. Anyway, the two ladies are contradicting themselves about their homeland, Sierra Leone. Ura, but waiting.
We're contradicting ourselves.
Uh oh.
We don't contradict ourselves.
That quick?
Have I even said anything?
You know, so you get 2 pepper on the ass. So you know, if you talk like down there,
we're Sierra Leonean.
Who said
that?
24 said, I don't mind being a target. You see, I get some plenty.
I get some plenty. Give that.
Krio. Oh, and Deshaun. Deshaun, I watched your video the other day. I really liked my answers. I felt like inspired by my own answers in your interview. I really liked it. I did.
Not you inspired yourself.
No, but Deshaun, I really did like the interview. It was a great one.
I really like that. Really
and Deshaun is cool. Deshaun went to Sierra Leone. He did his African ancestry. He went to Sierra Leone. He got his citizenship. Yeneva, what's up?
Hey.
I was just talking about you, my homegirl Yeneva. So these are my Sierra Leone people here in Ghana.
What's up?
So Yeneva actually came for a couple of days to Sierra Leone. Her and my other homegirl Leanne.
Hey Yeneva. You said Yeneva Sierra Leonean?
Yeah. She moved from LA back to Sierra Leone. She's been there for a while, doing a ton of great things. She's managing artists. She does Madang, really big events, like a staple in Sierra Leone.
I've been to Madang.
Madang's her event.
It's a good time.
She also does paint and sip. She also runs a foundation. What else? She's a co-founder of Power Women 232, former president of Power Women 232. Yeneva, did I get your bio? Did I get your bio? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's dope. Yeah, and I interviewed her artist Mellow 7 the other day, like one of the last days I was there.
Does he sing that Fire Dancer song?
I know he sings Enjoyment. That's my favorite song because December now.
If he sings Fire Dancer, that's my favorite song by him.
Watch Google, maybe that's all.
I could Google, couldn't I? I'm asking Yeneva.
Yeah. If you're able to tell us, Yeneva, nice song down there. All right, Cecilia G says, "Good evening, Joe. Hopefully we will connect this." Sorry, see.
No, but that's what we're here for.
Reading comprehension issues. Issues. All right. Good evening, Joe. Hopefully we'll connect this year. Best wishes to you and the 2 spirited souls next to you. They make things quite lovely. Lively. See, look at me. Lovely.
That too, though.
So when people find out that I have reading comprehension issues, when I'm live. When I'm live.
Joe,
so yeah.
We did for you. No worries.
Yeah.
You trying.
Yeah. You get for me. Mark Hansen, I have tons of questions about moving and living in Sierra Leone. I also want to know about business entrepreneurship there and building a home. I guess that's why I subscribe to you on YouTube.
You're in the right place.
You're in the right place. I'll tell you about building. I did a live before where I went through my costs. I'll probably do it again because I need to update it because the pricing has gone up. But I can show you how I've structured my like all of the estimates I've gotten and like how I structured it and how I do what I paid in leones and in dollars versus how much is left to pay and like all of that. I'm actually 1 month away from finishing.
Okay.
Everything. Just the guest house though. I'm not as far as you. This is like bigos, not so.
No, me Oceana not so bigos. Okay. It's like it's a house, but not so bigos.
But like it's a house. I'm just doing my guest house. Yeah. 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom guest house will be finished, so I don't have to pay anymore.
Right.
Because how they spend money.
Congratulations.
I'm booking my ticket to go back in December. Hopefully June elections don't kill the vibe.
We'll see.
Well, we won't talk about politics here. We won't talk about politics.
We will not talk about politics. We have nothing to say about politics here. Anybody?
I got you, sister.
I have so much to say about politics offline.
Offline. We'll do that offline.
Nobody wants to hear Masa's opinion on politics.
I have so many.
She's not a political analyst.
You know what? But I'm a political voter if I felt like it.
Yeah, I think we all didn't realize we had to.
We
missed our window.
I'm a political observer.
Okay.
I got a brain.
Okay.
I get to the way they see now they watch like I know they sue now. You those Sierra Leonean politicians.
Not true. All right, so moving on from that because I want to enter the country again. So, what do we want to talk about? So here's what we want to talk about. So December in Sierra Leone. So I know you two actually shut down Freetown Chop House for this Shoreline Festival thing, right? Your Chicago peoples were in town. So we'll get to that in a second.
Shout out to my Chicago people that are
Chicagoans that were in town.
773. Yes, we did shut it down.
Yeah,
just for a day though.
We had to close down.
A day and a night. A day and a night, apparently.
It was a day and a night and a day.
It was another day because we was tired the next day.
It was nothing.
So we'll get into that in a second, but let's rewind back.
It's called the Black Star Line.
What did I call it? Shoreline?
You said shoreline.
Oh, that's another thing.
Black Star.
Black Star Line
Which
Festival.
we do have South Shore and North Shore, but it's actually the
Black Star Line Festival.
AKA Marcus Garvey.
The Black Star.
Homage to Marcus Garvey. Anyway.
Yes. So, so you guys heard, I mean, those of you who are subscribers and followers heard about my December. I got 60 pieces of content. So I went to like 15 events all the way through the new year. I went to Ballin 30 over 30. I went to Ballin. I went to Medang both nights. I went to, there was a carnival, guys. They did a carnival, Afro-Caribbean carnival.
Oh, like a carnival.
I heard that was supposed to happen, and it
did happen.
Afro-Caribbean festival,
Well,
yeah.
They had the costumes?
Everything. They did all the costumes. I saw somebody from Trinidad and Tobago, somebody from Jamaica,
We
somebody
missed out.
from Barbados.
It not gonna happen again.
Yeah, I guess we'll go next time.
So that was the first annual. It would
First
be
annual, yeah. This
annually
guy from the DMV.
every December.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah. He worked with the Minister of Tourism.
Wait
He worked
for
with
me.
the Mayor of Freetown.
I'm coming.
We marched up and down Lunge.
So you was in there?
Not Lunge, what's that? It's talk.
Lumley.
Lumley.
Were you in
Road.
there though?
Yeah, I was in there.
Were you dressed?
I mean, I wore me salon shirts
Okay.
and shorts, but I was filming. I was mostly filming.
Okay.
Mm.
You was
So-
with the media.
Wow.
I was media, I was media. But if I didn't, let me get fun.
I mean,
had
but
a great time.
you've been to Carnival, or you've been to like Caravana.
I haven't been to
Toronto.
Caravana, but I've been to the West
New
Indian Day
York.
Parade in New York
In New
a
York.
few times.
How was
So
it?
was it giving?
Yeah, it was very similar. I mean, but you know what they did? They had like two separate sections. So we had our salon drums in the front. And
And
so
then the
some of the
steel
Sierra Leone,
drums.
and the Sierra Leone people then, but they weren't able to get steel drums, but they had like a car with a driver. So I mean, not a truck with speakers. That's what I mean.
Okay,
A car with a
okay.
driver.
I was like,
A
okay.
truck with
I
speakers.
was
A
like, I
truck
don't
with
understand.
speakers.
Uh-huh.
And so like all the West Indians were in the back dancing, and the Sierra Leoneans were in the front, and they
That's
kept
what's
mixing, and
up.
it was actually really cool.
Interesting.
And they shut down the whole street. They had security. They had police. They
I'm
had
there.
everything.
Say
Like
less, say less.
You don't
so it
have to
started
say
at
too
Radisson
much.
Blue. They went down and went down like halfway. We were supposed to go all the way down to Pearl and then come back, but it started late because Salon Man time. But it was a really good time. They also had a fete at night. They had a all-white party. They had pajama party. They had all kinds of different things going on. I went to 2 of their events, and I interviewed the guy who started it. He's from the DMV. He spent a lot of time here in Sierra Leone growing up, and then he lives in the DMV now. And he did a lot of work to get this thing off the ground. He had to meet with the Minister of Tourism.
That's what's up.
He brought in the guy who does Miami Carnival to help
It's
him
Sky.
organize this one.
So
it was real. Okay, yeah, we can
Because
tell
you
now.
don't like me.
What's the one? Okay,
I don't know.
see you there. Now you're there on.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was a really good time. It was a lot of fun, a lot of fun. So that brought another influx of Sierra Leoneans. He even had a deal with Senegal Airlines, whatever, and Brussels to
That's
bring people in.
cool.
They gave him a whole flight for Senegal, and Brussels gave like discounts. He did like a whole situation. It was actually really cool.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I was really like proud to see that he was able to put that together. So
is
that was
what's
cool.
up.
That was definitely a lot of fun. Then we had Bambade Festival, which I guess means in Krio like we're outside. I don't know. Somebody correct me. Bambade. I never saw it written before. I didn't even know. Bambade. GBAUDE. And they brought Ira Star.
Wait,
and
say it
Ruger.
again.
GBAM.
Bam
GBAUDE.
body. Bam body.
Bambade.
Bang body.
Bambade.
Anyway,
they brought
Not
Ira
clear.
Star and Ruger, so that was interesting. From what I understand, they had like 14,000 people or something overall that came to that. That was on Sugarland
Wow.
Beach, so that was cool. There was a lot of interesting stuff. So I had a really good time. Filmed all of it. It was a great trip professionally and personally. Which don't look me on. No, look how they watch me. So
professionally,
Personally.
see, I don't get to do nothing. I can just sit back and let it when I go. You guys are fan favorites. You see? Okay, so Deshaun says, Joe, I hope you realize how blessed you are to be sitting between 2 gorgeous African women, queens even. Queens.
It's my crown.
Or an empress and a queen, right? As far as I understand.
That's Empress Fudia.
Yes, I am blessed. But this is just the life I live. You know.
This guy.
All right. So anyway, you guys have already heard about my December, so I want to hear about yours, and then I'll compare mine to yours. So let's go back to the beginning of December. So
hold on.
what's happened?
24 said he went to a club in East End.
Oh my God!
Wait,
what to make you do down there? What to make you do down there?
Send you.
So okay.
Wait,
Hold on, I just saw that.
You go club
You
night,
go
East End.
Why
Mr.
you get
Talk
my
Too Much.
go?
What's up? You know, me and you, we get namesake. Mr. Talk Too Much. That's what people tell me. People tell me the mentality of Sierra Leone is that of an easy mode. What do you think?
Easy?
Well,
Chill?
like people are chill, but it's not easy for do things, and it's sometimes challenging.
Are we
in Sierra
chill people
Leone.
in Sierra Leone?
It can be chill. It can be chill.
We kind of turn.
I mean, we turn up, but like it can be chill. It's like it's a tropical vibe.
The mentality.
Yeah,
Easy
people are
mode.
when you walk into somewhere and people they sit on.
I don't know. You would have to expand on that. I'm
I
not
know
really
what you
understanding
mean.
what you
Okay.
mean.
For us, Salon Night.
Mark
yeah,
Hansen says that's a good question. Do you ever think of an event like Black Starline Festival happen in Sierra Leone? Possibly, yeah. I mean, they've done festivals now. Madang is a festival that happens every year, twice a year. It's a 2-day event. So there's a Madang. Then there was also Bambade.
Then what's into Echo Fest?
Echo Fest is another one.
Yeah.
Shatawale came this year.
Yeah, I saw that.
He came to. I missed Echo Fest though. I didn't hear about it
I've
until
been one
like 8
time.
p.m.
It was so many people there, and congratulations for that. But I'm not into crowds.
I was supposed to interview
It
him.
was too many
Didn't work
people
out.
Do you think
Um,
an event like Black Star Line Festival? I think that
the salon bashment.
no, it's not a salon bashment.
Okay,
No.
Okay.
It's not a salon bashment. But what it is a Ghana kudos because we have to give credit where credit is due. Ghana did not jump up today and decide to start courting African American dollars and Africans from the diaspora to come to Ghana. This is
Okay,
something
fair.
they started back when the Black Star Line was a shipping line that was bringing African Americans back by the hundreds
Yeah, people have been
and by
coming
the
to Ghana
thousands
for
to
a
Ghana
long,
about
long
3-4
True.
decades ago.
Yeah,
So,
Muhammad Ali,
Sierra
Maya
Leone-
Angelou, all of them came here.
Sierra Leone, we a smooth 70 years behind.
70 years.
No, I'm saying like the Black Star Line, talking about the 1910s, the
Versus how they were doing
1920s,
it, yeah.
and 1930s. Like Ghana has been courting Africans from the diaspora for a long time. And you would think that Sierra Leone, we would have been there, what with our entire capital being, born because of the freed slaves from Nova Scotia, but and from the Americas, but we did not court them and we did not encourage them to come and we didn't seek their reinvestiture into Africa the way that Ghana has.
Too late.
It's never
Maybe
too
one
late.
day.
So I think that it'll happen, but Ghana is way ahead of us as far as PR goes.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We're still trying to shake. We're still trying to shake like the bad PR from the war.
Yeah, people are still
Literally, when you tell people that we're from Sierra
Go
Leone,
to Sierra Leone.
when you tell people you're from Sierra Leone, the first thing they say is, don't you guys have a war there? A war that we had 20 years ago. We still have not been able, I don't know whose job it is, the Ministry of Tourism, or who it is to tell people that this war is over.
The war is over. It's okay.
The child soldiers are 40. Like, I don't know whose job it is to let people.
Facts.
Are they not 40?
That's exactly how
Are
old
they or
are.
are they not 40?
They are.
If you were 13 years old with an AK-47
exactly how old they are.
in Kenema in 1994, are you not 47
You don't
years
reach
old?
40. Not
Okay.
true. Not true.
All right. There ain't no
Destination Africa Group. What's up, guys? I'm
Child
back in
soldiers
Sierra
are
Leone.
grandparents.
Oh, Keisha. What's up, Keisha?
So will we have one? We're gonna have one, but we have a whole lot that we have to do in order to get people
In preparation.
in preparation to get people interested in coming to Sierra Leone by the tens of thousands.
Not true.
Like
Yeah.
it was unbelievable. Anyway, we can get into it in a minute. It's unbelievable. Like just being in a place. I've never heard so many African American accents in my life, like in Ghana. Joe was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like seeing Chicago Bulls jerseys, Chicago Cubs jerseys, Bears hats, and like all of that in Ghana. Swag and surfing. We over here, we swagging, we surfing in Ghana under the Ghana sun.
Yeah.
So Sierra Leone has a ways to go. Could it happen? Maybe in my lifetime.
It can happen.
I know the album.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Not true.
Work on it.
When
Okay.
it happens, we there live. We
We
did
there,
live.
we there.
So 24 was at the Africa Caribbean Festival. Did we meet 24? Did we meet in person? Because your picture is a bunch of politicians with a line through it. So I don't know. Did we meet?
That's what you look like.
Did we meet? We must have met, right? There were many Americans in Sierra Leone. So like 100 people got their citizenship this year in Sierra
That's
Leone.
awesome.
Mhm.
100 Black Americans.
You
of
know
Sierra
what though?
Leonean
Speaking
descent.
of which, that process that's going on is maybe eventually going to start causing change for Sierra Leone. Because instead of for a long time, there was this there was kind of like this guilt trip they had for us who were like born in the diaspora, like it's up to you people to come back. And
Yeah.
now it's like it's not so much pressure on us because there are Americans who have been Americans for a long time who have Sierra Leonean ancestry. They're now becoming Sierra Leonean citizens as well. So it's like now we have like help, you know. So it's not all on us to come back and, you know, do what needs to be done.
Not true.
But it sounds like from what you're saying, a lot of these programs that you went to that you guys had such a great time at, like sounds like that was done by us, like the first gens. Yeah, the diasporans. That's amazing.
Yeah, or folks that grew up and then went abroad and then came back, you know.
That's wonderful.
So yeah, it was a little bit of a mix of the two. But Yennevin's been doing hers for a while. The balling events have been happening since 2014 too. Okay.
That's what's up.
So 24 did say he went to East End. No, okay.
It was
East
lit.
End was litty.
How you know about lit?
Yeah, of course it was litty.
Why you know about lit?
Litty,
then why
poor
they
butts.
Waterloo area? Then Kissy area then.
Salon man business tranga, I've heard.
That's it. So the easy, when you say we're easy going, us?
I think, yeah.
He said easy mode.
Easy mode.
I'm still not sure what
I
that
don't
means.
even
But salon man business, it's kanga bean.
Ooh, it's kanga bean.
That's
24. You know why you've been enjoy? Look at what he's recommending. And now make you been enjoy.
I recommend business.
Come on, business.
Now I make you been enjoy that salon. I recommend
go
first
to
class
Alexia.
anyone traveling to Sierra Leone from the UK. Now I make you been enjoy.
Who don't go recommend
to anyone traveling to Sierra Leone. My friend, for some of us, as long as we get there.
Oh, Deshaun said he looks to help. Yeah, because Deshaun is a Black American who went and got his citizenship. He was one of that group of 100 that got their citizenship this year.
Deshaun, I'd be interested in knowing. So then, what has been the follow up with you guys?
Is there a follow up
after you guys leave? What's the follow up about helping you with housing, helping you with entering, like, you know, the economy in Sierra Leone?
Yeah. So after you get your passport and your citizenship, then what? Is there another?
Deshaun, come to the YouTube live so we can see your response. If you're gonna respond on click on the link that's pinned there. Since we definitely just went to a whole nother topic, but this is good though. This is good, because I do want to hear about that. But come here to the YouTube live so we can see it, because I'm not gonna see it there. There's too many questions and comments moving up and down there.
Yeah.
Mark Hanson asked about events here because he is an American musician / rapper and would love to build a fan base there and perform. Well, come here first, of course. Go there first, Cancer Salon. And yeah, I mean, the community is small and they're looking to work together. This conversation I had with Mellow 7 was exactly that. Is about trying to bridge the gap between the newer artists and the older artists, and all of the current generation of artists that are coming out right now. So that's the goal. They seem to all be on one accord around that. So definitely come and bring your talents. Bring your talents to Salon.
You're welcome.
Only Creoles were slaves. That other tribes are indigenous to the land. Sure.
I'm not sure what that's a response to.
I think when you were saying the bringing people back, the Nova Scotians that came back, all that stuff.
So what I'm saying, yeah, the only point, yeah, I guess I don't know what saying this particular statement is in this.
I think also too, to be clear, there not everyone in Sierra Leone is indigenous to Sierra Leone, right? Because you have Congolese there. That's why they have Congo Cross in Congo Town.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Nigerians there, of course, because when the slave trade ended, you know, it wasn't easy to get back. It wasn't like you had the level of transportation you have now. And obviously you have the Fulani tribe or Fula people who are a traveling tribe that don't really have a home, and they're just kind of everywhere. So they're in Sierra Leone as well. So there are many different groups there. And then you have Mandingo people there, like me. Mi papa and mama become Guinea. And she na Mandingo. So, you know, she's Mandingo. So, you know, but I am Mende. You know, I claim my Mende roots and heritage.
I know Bemba.
You know, Nina Chief Bemba. Chief Bemba. Yeah, Mina, when I've been saying, I don't look like Mende, not so. That's what I've been saying.
It's true.
Remember? The first live we did, you guys said.
You know, remember? Honestly, it's true. We thought you were lying.
You don't left the camera. You don't left.
But anyway,
okay. All right. So she said the child. So, okay. All right. So I want to. There's a lot of comments coming.
You guys, I saw a meme today that said, just for those who need to know, 1993 was 30 years ago. 30 years ago, fam bam. 1993, is that not when the war? That's when the war started.
Yeah, true.
That's when the war started. So them, it was
because when I've been day salon, right?
Exactly.
And then when I left, US.
Yes, we left in 95 on like the last ship leaving. It was a plane, but still, you get my point. When the American Embassy shut down in 1995, the war it been on the good stuff upline. So yeah, the niggas they're grandparents at this point. freaking child soldiers
at
back
this
in the
point.
day. Saying, point is, there's no war in Sierra Leone.
Oh, so is it better to move to Ghana first and live, or Sierra Leone?
What type of life you looking for?
You want Yagba or do you want easy streets?
And no easy,
now.
And no easy now.
It's not easy. Don't front.
Ghana is not easy, but Ghana could be easy. If you had the right money, Ghana could be easy.
For you?
Joe, if you wanted to live in cantonment, no. If you wanted to live a soft life and you wanted to live in cantonment, or you had East Airport money where you did not care. You weren't trying to like reduce your cost of living. So you wanted to keep that same level of spending that you have in Chicago or you have in New York or you have in London. You could live an easy, comfortable life. Sometimes I make like little turns around cantonment and stuff when I'm on my way back to like the hood of Ghana where I live. And I see like white people out there walking their dogs. Like they're out there jogging on like the only nice roads in Ghana.
I see people walking their dogs in the hood.
They do. They're also falling in gutters and breaking their legs. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff. But I'm saying they're walking on like nice concreted streets and stuff.
But if you're
it can only be so easy though. That regardless of how you're living in your home, you're going to meet obstacles all the time. Everywhere you turn.
And if you get that kind of money for living in Ghana, you can live like that in Sierra Leone too.
Well, so I guess what I would say is when you say, is it better to live in Ghana and Sierra Leone? What are you looking for?
Yeah, here's what I can tell you.
What
Ghana is more.
Let me. Can I tell you guys why I chose Ghana over Sierra Leone?
Tell us.
So I chose Ghana over Sierra Leone because I don't have a master's degree, and when I was trying to make a parallel move or a advancement in my career, I had challenges finding a job because most of the industries in Sierra Leone are NGOs and nonprofits. Right. And so for me, someone who's still working in my career and building my career, and I'm not fully in entrepreneurial mode yet, Ghana was easier for me. In fact, when I came to Ghana, within 3 months, I was head of advertising at Jumia. Right. I spent 2 months in Sierra Leone. I couldn't find a job. And even till now, I'm still like applying to jobs. Right. So.
Are you leaving us?
Yeah, I said it earlier. Remember? You heard me. You know what?
I didn't hear you say that.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it off stream.
There. You didn't say it like.
We're talking about it off stream. I'm not necessarily leaving. I just been applying.
That's why you ain't got a job yet.
That's why you ain't got a job yet. You better sit down somewhere in Ghana.
Exactly. I mean, so look, that is why I chose to move to Ghana. So it was a little bit easier for me to find work. And then also for me as someone who's looking to get into more investing into startups, there is a bigger startup community and there's more of an infrastructure here for those kinds of things. So for me, as a for-profit individual without a master's degree, it was easier for me to make the move here. I know you guys have, I think, talked about this before, but for you guys, why did you guys choose Ghana? You just hit the nail
on the head.
Infrastructure.
For-profit, if you're trying to make a profit.
If you are living your life for a profit.
And not trying to be in debt.
Then you're going to want to.
Then I would move to Ghana. Like if you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Then yes. I would move to Ghana first. Yes.
Also,
if you're an entrepreneur and also not a Sierra Leonean, then definitely I would move to Ghana first.
If you are just also somebody from the diaspora who appreciates constant electricity for the most part, who just appreciates just a steady supply of water for the most part, just like trash collection on a regular basis, who appreciates not smelling things that you don't want to smell on a regular basis. I mean, just if you are from the diaspora and you want to live in a place where you don't have to bring your own infrastructure per se, Ghana, in my experience, has more of that than Sierra Leone. In Sierra Leone, if you have the right money, yes, can you go build a mansion in Charlotte's with a beautiful view of our beautiful mountains? Can you go find a plot of land at number 2 and you can go build a beautiful beach house? Yes, you absolutely can. Will you be building your own light poles? Yes. Will you be running your own lines for electricity? Yes. Will you be bringing your own water supply? Yes, you will be doing all of the above. But then once you've done that, then you have a beautiful, amazing home and a beautiful, amazing country. My own massa, I'm not at the point in my life, and I will never be, where I also want to be digging light pole. Hanging electricity. I'm not here for that. I just wanted to move into a place that was already set up. And Ghana has more of that because they're just a bigger country, just a larger population. So they're already they're just already used to supplying enough electricity for the population that they have. Again, for the most part. Most part. Will you be in the middle of a Zoom or two where your power completely just embarrasses you? Of course you will. This is still Africa. But you will never be anywhere in Ghana, or in Accra, I should say, where light doesn't come on for like a week, or it doesn't come on for 3 whole days, or for an entire day. It's not generally going to happen in Ghana. And that for me was a big consideration. What with this being the year of our Lord 2023, I want there to be constant electricity where I live.
You got anything, Empress? Your dogs are making an appearance on the live. You got anything?
Sorry about that. If you're an American, Mark Hansen, you said you're an American and you're a rapper and a musician. Move to Ghana first to answer your question. There's no long answer. Move to Ghana. don't respect yourself. Move to Ghana.
The thing is, Sierra Leone. Okay, the other thing about Sierra Leone is because we have not been courting foreigners to come to our country in any meaningful way to the extent that Ghana has for decades. We also don't make it easy for you.
It's not easy. I'm not saying it because Sierra Leone is a bad place. I love Sierra Leone.
It's not easy for a foreigner.
It would not be easy for you to even get from the airport onto the mainland. Like, let alone live. Like, it's just not that type of place. In Ghana, you can land and get to moving around right away.
Put your Uber on. Listen, land, put in an Uber app and take you directly to somebody's, wherever it is that you want to go. But in Sierra Leone, like, you basically have to have a guide. Like, if you're a foreigner, be serious. Like, if you think you're about to go to Sierra Leone and start making moves,
moving and shaking,
find your own place to live, find your own driver, and like not be taken advantage of. People don't be taking advantage of you, that you're mistaken. Ghana is a kind of place where they pride themselves on making themselves easy and accessible to set up a life here. In Sierra Leone, we actually pride ourselves on taking advantage. We enjoy that. So we like to take advantage of people. That is what we do. Because there's a lot of desperation in the country. So maybe we'll get to the point where we have a lock and key system set up where you can just move here and immediately find a place and immediately find a driver and a cook and all of that. But for the most part in Sierra Leone, unless you are Sierra Leonean and you have people there who are looking out for you and who you can trust, who hook you up with people that they trust, you're just going to be there just spending frivolously on nothing, accomplishing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so, I think I'm going to definitely change the name of this live.
What was the name of it?
December in Ghana.
I know, right?
Sierra
We
Leone.
haven't talked about that.
We haven't talked about it.
Well, you talked about December in Sierra Leone.
December in Sierra Leone. So we talked about yours. Can you tell?
I want to go back to the beginning. So what? Okay, first of all, you were in the States. You guys were both in the States at some point, right? When did y'all come back? Okay, you guys were in the States in November. When did you guys come back to Ghana? November.
December?
No. I don't know. We were just.
You were at a wedding.
We were in the States for 10 days.
No, we were at a wedding in September.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That was when I left.
And then we came back.
Okay.
And then we went back for Mother's Memorial, and then we came back.
God rest her
soul.
soul.
Just like couple weeks trips back and forth or whatever. But no, we got back here, let's say, by the 1st of December, we were already here.
Okay, and so like how was the traffic by the 1st of December? Like was there already?
I came back like the 8th of December.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's right. You came back a week after.
Did the traffic already start picking up? Because I hear that December
in Ghana this year was a little light compared to last year, honestly.
Really?
Until this past couple of weeks.
Afro Nation, Afrochella, that's when the pressure started getting worse there.
It was the 26th, 27th when it started getting crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, before that, like we went out to Bloom Bar one night. We got all the way across town, like all the way to Osu before we started seeing people. Like when I say it was dead in these streets,
it was a ghost town. I mean, honestly, like to the point where like you would have expected to see tumbleweeds like rolling through the streets. I kid you not. Kenya, we could have counted on one hand the number of other vehicles that we saw on the street by 1 a.m.
It was quiet.
Which again, that is a key difference between Sierra Leone and Ghana. If what you want is a natural turn up, in Sierra Leone, we stay here. We don't have to
even just like outside in the like. Don't get me wrong. When you get to the club, the people were in the club
for a good
dancing,
time,
enjoying themselves in Ghana. But just the energy in the streets in Sierra Leone, it's like buzzing in December. Like you feel it. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter if you can afford to go. You have no money. You can just go down the street, stand on the corner. There's going to be a speaker.
There's a speaker.
You'll enjoy it.
As long as we have speakers,
Ghana,
like we're having a good time. Ghana was very subdued. Ghana was very quiet. You would not know that, again, because of the PR machine. Like Ghana is amazing. They have amazing PR. So you would not know that by looking on Instagram.
Mhm.
But the everyday life from December the 1st until I would say like a couple days before Afrochella was pretty quiet. When you got to Osu proper, when you were right in the heart of like where like the party happens in Ghana. Like if you got right around Bloomberg, then you would realize, oh, there's a club right there. I can kind of hear the bass. But in Sierra Leone, every corner, every street, East End to West End to North to South to Boatown to Kenema to Freetown, we here for the stuff in Sierra Leone from like the last week of November until people drag themselves back to the diaspora like the first week in January. And Ghana is just not that way. They don't have it in there. They're not. We're at Sierra Leone. The ones who will get, if they're giving out championship prizes for partying, that's us. We're at the top. Presumably with Nigerians, I would presume. Congolese, maybe. I don't know who's on our level when it comes to natural party.
Well,
but it ain't Ghana.
Kenyans, but it's fueled by alcohol. The Kenyans.
I heard Kenyans stay turned and drunk. In Sierra Leone, we just stay turned off of life, off of just our joy in our souls.
So many comments that I want to just throw up there really quickly from our earlier discussion. And then we'll get back to this. So real quick, 24 is hilarious. I like this guy. My charter work in Sierra Leone is helping out some lovely females I met out there via
and I support you.
Western Union.
I support you. In fact, add me to the list.
You're doing.
Don't leave me off.
Don't leave me off.
You know me now. Why spender? Me now. Why spender is what they call me. So I know they paname. Don't mix me paname.
You tricking 24?
Wow. She's asking for a friend named Empress.
Right.
Empress Fudia.
Okay. 24 says you are correct. Sierra Leone was trading area for many different groups in Pidgin English. Okay, yeah.
You just here to just give me
history lessons. You know this subscriber group always got history lessons, which I appreciate.
Thank you, 24.
Oh, No Narrative is killing me right now.
No narrative
says Joe's Krio is sketchy.
So you guys, listen, this is what I'll say.
No Narrative said Joe sounds like her and Flatbush talking to the West Indian 90s.
Hold on, I got you. I got you. Here's the thing about Sierra Leoneans saying that any Sierra Leonean from the diaspora is Krio.
No, she's not Sierra Leonean though.
No. Okay, you're not Sierra Leonean. So let me say this, because we get that a lot from Sierra Leoneans about how our Krio is sketchy. Our Krio is as sketchy as your English.
Oh.
And I mean that respectfully.
Okay.
The difference is that we are not taught Krio in school from the time that we enter preschool, whereas you guys have studied English from the minute that you step your foot inside preschool. I'm just saying, I'm actually, for any other Sierra Leonean who's on here, who's over here, who wants to throw shots at our accents, our Krio is as sketch as your English is.
No, look. I had this discussion earlier, and I see Core Fitness on here. Core Fitness knows. So I love this conversation. Somebody said, what did you say? Me Creole Tranga, what is it? Strong. But like in a negative way. Listen, I sound like
trying to wait for you to say something.
Yeah, I speak Creole like my Bloomberg spoke Spanish, and I said this before. If you guys remember Mayor Bloomberg, when he used to do his whole thing in English, and then he would try to do it in Spanish right afterwards, and he was a gringo. It was very bad, and so that's how I sound. I even did a Creole lesson, guys. You guys are gonna like that video. I did a Creole lesson, 25 words and phrases to speak in Creole. So that's a video that I did while I was in Sierra Leone. You're gonna have a good time laughing at that.
The thing is, the Creole phrases to know and learn change by the season. Every to December, there's a new one.
Yeah. So, say you get one board, not two board for ride this kick.
That's true. I know that was the thing I had to learn like in November when I was there. Two board, one board.
Okay, so 24 says I got land in Sierra Leone, a place called Kent. Okay, opposite Banana Island. So tropical, nice.
Kent
good for you.
Lovely.
Yes, buy land, people. If you want to buy land, buy land.
Red Beach, right?
Kent was the one that's like red. Okay. So Kent, I will say this: no matter where. Okay, I remember now. He's responding to me asking like what the support was. That's fantastic. And I'm sure you've already done this, but make sure you have a good attorney, like who is gonna vet that land for you before you habop, as we say, before you abop on that land day, because there are lots of people who bought land in Sierra Leone who realize that they bought land that's not sellable. So I'm sure they've already vetted that for you guys, hopefully before you guys already got there. But then the other thing is you're going to want to make sure that you have a really, really trustworthy project manager and somebody who has a good team around them to manage your contractors, because there's a lot of us who have a lot of land in Sierra Leone, and some of our parents have had land and have been building 1-bedroom houses for the last 50 years, sending money via Western Union on houses that just never get built. And the money disappears like that. So how much more a diasporan or a non-Sierra Leonean? So make sure, it's very, very, I can't stress it enough. You have to have a good attorney to vet those land documents for you and record them immediately. And secondly, you got to have a good contractor that you can really trust, and make sure it's somebody that you get the referral from somebody trustworthy. Can't stress it enough. Mess around, go back there, be a 10-bedroom house on your little property in Kent. Next time you go there.
These are words coming from an attorney, right?
And they are.
Okay. So what's that we want to say? All right. Anyway, next one. And then make plans to eventually move to Salon. It depends on who you are and where you're from. I may be moving.
Why you want to move to Salon so bad?
And don't say it like that, because then people, first of all, people already feel a way that we live here and not.
I don't care how you feel that I live in Ghana.
Stop it.
I don't care how you feel about that.
No, but look. Here's the thing. Here's what I've discovered. Many of my subscribers are Sierra Leoneans in the diaspora, either from like lineage. So this is Deshaun that was on the Instagram.
You were connected to. Oh, hello. Are we live?
We're back live. Sorry, guys.
Somebody called. No, I was genuinely asking why. Okay, what you're saying makes sense. If these are people who have gotten their Sierra Leone, okay. But I thought people were just generally asking about.
You guys, here's the thing. We don't care, and that was me just trying to be politically correct. We don't care about how you feel about us living in Ghana versus in Sierra Leone. Joe went into why he moved to Ghana versus Sierra Leone. My reasons are completely and totally different. I have young children. I have to be concerned about their education. Obviously, I have very intelligent parents who were, got their education all the way up into college in Sierra Leone. And I have very, very intelligent cousins and family members who have had their entire educations in Sierra Leone. So please hear me when I say I understand that you can have your entire education in Sierra Leone, go all the way through Fort Bay College, and still turn out to be a wonderful success in life. What I'm also saying, however, is that Ghana's educational system and the opportunities that they have at primary level far exceed that in Sierra Leone. And I, for one, was not going to move from the United States to have my children in a Lebanese school. That was just never going to happen. That's never going to be my portion ever in life. Like, for me to have my kids in the Lebanese school for why? For what? So for me, I had to really consider my children's education and the quality of education I wanted them to have. And that led me to Ghana. And then just again, seriously, the ease of being able to just come, find a realtor, rent a place, move in, pay my little money, and move about a country where I have no family or connections and I had never lived. Even as a Sierra Leonean American, I would not be able to move as freely around Sierra Leone as I am able to in Ghana, just because of the infrastructure. But Kenya's question about why y'all want to move to Sierra Leone so much, I'm interested in knowing that. Very interested in knowing.
So yeah, I would say, now that I've talked to people, I think the majority of my subscribers are actually Sierra Leonean. Right. So even if they're in the US, 70% of them are US, Canada, and the UK. And I think even that 70%, I would say the majority of that group are Sierra Leonean.
Okay. That's lovely.
So yeah, I think that answers that question. Because as I talked to people, I met a bunch of you guys at Radisson Blu that day when I was there for the Power Women 232 PowerFest thing, PowerFest conference, I should say, not PowerFest thing. And it helped me understand where everybody's coming from. So I think that answers that question. I think that's why.
I just want y'all to understand that it's not easy. Living in Africa is not easy. Living in Sierra Leone is even harder. It's those of us who are Sierra Leone, not by, I don't know how you're differentiating the two groups.
I say recent.
If you're first generation,
first generation.
If you're first generation versus you traced your DNA test back to the slave trade.
Those of us who are first generation, whose parents are from Sierra Leone, who have a connection. The majority of our family is there. That's the main reason why we attempt to live there or why we go there often. But it's not easy. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
It's not a vacation for us. That's the thing. It's not relaxing for us. It's not possible to go to Sierra Leone without being bombarded by family obligations, whether they are over obligations that you've taken upon yourself, obligations that your parents started and you feel the obligation to continue, like school fees or medical fees or so on and so forth. Like holidays for us in Sierra Leone are not holidays like they are for you guys, because you got to get on a plane and go party like on the East End, you know, like, and have a lit time. And then you're, you know, chilling at whatever beach hotel. For us, like, it's offensive to our family. Like the thought of us being in Sierra Leone and we're spending the whole time at the beach instead of going like to the village or at least going to Bo or whatever and helping people out so that their holidays are less dismal than like the rest of their lives. And that's just honest. Like being in Sierra Leone and being that close to that level of poverty is very difficult, right? Because the family members that we have who are not literally living hand to mouth, as we say, we could count them on like one hand, maybe two hands. But we have huge families. Like Kenya and I, our family, like my mother's side and our father's side, one is large, the other one is gigantic. So we have so many family members who need our help and our attention and our assistance. And it's very difficult to be that close to that level of desperation daily, all the time. And for you to be like their closest answer, right? Like for you to be their closest like hope or abop or prayer for that many people, it's very hard for us. So another reason why we don't live in Sierra Leone, we just need to be able to chill a little bit sometimes. Yeah. Turn it down and just relax, and sometimes be able to focus on yourself. And sometimes
worry about ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes be able to focus on yourself.
And to be clear, right? If they were Ghanaian, that experience might be
the same here. It would definitely be different.
Yeah.
It would be different here.
I don't know. They village is kind of decent over here. And not that our villages are not decent. Oh my God, please don't say that. But the takeaway here is I have been to some places they call villages.
Yeah.
Have you seen power? What's his power? What's his electricity? What's his neat and organized roads? Nice tiled bathrooms. Like their villages here are not like the villages that from whence we came in Sierra Leone.
It depends.
I have been to a couple, and I'm just like, so this is the.
You know, they got 88 different tribes.
I'm just saying.
Is huge.
I'm saying. I know that it is. I'm saying the villages that I have been to, like, have been very. Not as villagey as the villages that we have come from.
I can see why somebody would think that Masa doesn't really like Sierra Leone.
I love Sierra Leone, you guys. No, I'm just telling the truth. I'm telling you, like, you know how you watch Nigeria
with the villages.
Like, the villages. I have been to a couple of villages, literally just like 2 or 3 here. And when I say they had power, they had televisions with like literally like satellite TV in these little houses. They were houses. They were not mud houses like we have with the thatch roof. I'm talking about like our villages look like a village that somebody would stereotype as a village.
And a lot of theirs probably do as well.
I haven't been there.
Not probably.
I haven't been there. Okay. And not a lot of our villages look like the ones that I've just described. Okay. And that's what makes me sad about Sierra Leone. It's not that I don't love Sierra Leone. If Sierra Leone was able to give me the life that I'm able to have in Ghana, who would not want to be there? Even this December, driving around these quiet streets, like it was depressing. Like it's not home. Ghana is not home. Ghana is where we have chosen to live, but Ghana doesn't feel like home the way that Sierra Leone feels like home. But Sierra Leone, if we're being honest, feels like a dysfunctional home. It does. Sierra Leone doesn't. Okay. We don't function the way that we're supposed to function on many levels, and we have to be honest about that. It's not being like sweet saloon is sweet saloon, sweets. But when we get back on a plane and go back to where we came from in January, and we leave the rest of our friends and family behind to struggle every day, that's not a good feeling, and we have to be honest about that.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, so I would just add to that and say, I think what I try to do, and I think this is represented in this conversation, is to show the full extent of what you can experience, right? And so for me, my experience is not the same as their experience because I have people that kind of shield me from some of those challenges for the most part. So I just stay in Freetown and I kind of just do my own thing, separated from some of the challenges that are happening. My parents handle a lot of the financial obligations. I am.
So you're not paying no school fees. Is that what I heard you saying?
Well, I'm the one dropping off the money, but it's not coming out. It's not coming out of my pocket. Wow. So
that's amazing. I've been paying school fees since I was 17.
I know you said that.
Yeah, and I meant that.
You guys went right into school fees. I know you guys told me that, and I don't. I've been shielded from that. So that is why it's been a different experience for me. But you know, I do get what you're saying too in terms of like seeing your family suffer. That is tough. All right, so I do want to get back to the topic of discussion here, but I love how many people are here. You guys bring everybody here. You know, you guys bring people through to the live. Yeah. All right, so there was a couple more questions. All right, I feel like I should just answer the questions, right? All right, you know, let's do this. Let's really quickly abridged version of the rest of December. You already said it was basically dead for like the first 2 weeks of the month, and then like right around the last 2 weeks, it was where like things really kicked off, right?
Actually, let me delve into that a little bit more. So even when it had kicked off, when you go, when you
at the end of the hallway,
when
I'll
you
be right back, guys.
delving into that a little bit more. So even when it got exciting, so like in the last couple of weeks in. And then to the right again. In December, sometimes when you go into the club, Ghanaians are like posted up on their phone. I shouldn't say sometimes, many times, more often than not. Like they're actually posted up on their phones, they're on Instagram, they're taking selfies. Some might say that they're stunting for the gram. Whereas in Sierra Leone, like we only have to hear the beat start to drop. Before the beat has fully dropped, we are already ready to party. Like we just naturally are party people. We love excitement and we love dancing and we love just having a good old fashioned time. It doesn't matter how posh, you know, the venue or establishment is. Doesn't matter if it's the place to see and be seen. Like we're here for a good time no matter what. And I love that about Sierra Leoneans. And you don't really get that here in Ghana. Like everybody wants to go, you know, where they think that the celebrities are. They want to go where, you know, it's hip and hot to go based upon whatever social media trends are going on. But once you get inside there, I don't know. It's a lot of times it's a whole lot of sitting around stunting for the gram. And that's why we actually vowed last December not to spend not one more Ghana December. We said that last December.
Not the full December.
We still messed around and did the full December in Ghana again this year. And I promise you, this is our last time doing that. We have to get a hit of Sierra Leone in December. We're not going to be doing this every December, sitting here looking at people taking selfies. We're not doing that. We're not doing that henceforth.
Yeah, we were supposed to all be in Sierra Leone. Y'all didn't come. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there.
I don't actually know what happened.
Business
happened. It did. Life happened. But it was a lot of traveling back and forth, like you said, like being in the U.S. in September, coming back, going back to the U.S. in November, coming back. And then we had a lot going on with the restaurant.
That's why, I mean, even next time when I do go to Sierra Leone, I can't be gone that long. I've got a restaurant to run.
Yeah.
But it'll be at least a week. The week that matters.
Surely. But I'm glad we got to get those festivals in. So the rest of our December, I would say, first of all, the very first outing for us was Bloom Bar.
How was Bloom Bar?
Listen,
it's back open again.
Bloom Bar's back open.
Closed?
People, it wasn't. Was it closed? I don't know that it was closed or that it had fallen off. People used to say like it had fallen off when we got here in 2021. But I'm here to tell you, Bloom Bar came back with a vengeance this December. And the first night that we went there, we probably didn't get there until like 1 something in the morning. I mean, we didn't get back to the house. I didn't get back to my house until probably like 6:45. Nearly 7 a.m. So it was a good night. And I felt like ever since then, so that was maybe like the second week in December or something like that. Kenya didn't enjoy herself as much as I did. I had a fantastic time just to be outside. Kenya was ready to go by 3 a.m.
Because it's not like you said, the level of litness is, it's like there's a ceiling for how lit parties get in Ghana.
Because Ghanaian girls are very in the public. I don't know how they are at home because we don't have very close Ghanaian friends. But in the public, they're very reserved. They're very prim and proper. Unless they're diasporans, they are dressed conservatively. Like even this, what's happening here? You won't see this just walking around Ghana. You don't see any of that. It doesn't matter if they're on the beach.
There was
a
lot of people in Bloom Bar, but it just wasn't that lit. So I was bored.
She was.
And I love a good party. When I finally go out, I mean, I don't go out very often, but when I finally do take the time to like get dressed and go, I needed to be, and it wasn't given what it needed to.
Kenya was ready to leave within like an hour.
There were lots of people in there though, for sure.
So that was the first night. And then, did Bloom Bar probably at least 2-3 more times, but in the rest of December. It gave every single time I was there. And every time I went, especially in the last couple of weeks in December, it was packed to capacity. Okay. Let me see. So that was Bloom Bar. We also, the one thing we were looking forward to the most was disappointing, which was Pine and Ginger. It was the Jamaican and Ghanaian fusion party. That was when I say it was the highlight of our December 2021, and we were fully expecting it to be the highlight of our December. Joe, you are struggling.
Golly, you are so needy.
What? Do you need a hug?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
You don't seem like it.
It's been a day, guys.
It was a lot.
Let me get you hydrated.
Let me think. What else? What else did we do? Oh man, Afrochella.
Yeah, I was Afrochella.
What a wow! What's a fantastic wow?
Yeah.
What is Shui for disorganization? Whatever that word is, that's what they were on in Afrochella. Just late. When they say Ghana Man time is not like saloon. It's not like any other place. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like they do not care. They do not want to know about your time constraints or whatever time it is that you put on it, whatever flyer or advertise. They do not want to know. So I want to say that Burna Boy, who was the main attraction, first of all, did not come out on the first night. And that's who people were there to see on the first night. And he came out on the last night, and he came out at around 1:45 in the morning. So this is for a festival that was supposed to end at 8 p.m. each night. Burna Boy took the stage at 1:45 in the morning and then performed for like an hour or so. So if you had the wherewithal and the stamina to sit there and wait for the acts, they were fantastic. Ashake was amazing.
Okay.
Freaking Fireboy. What? Fireboy. If you're watching this.
Is Fireboy watching
Unlikely.
this?
Fireboy. Fireboy.
Shout out to you if you are.
Fireboy, if you're watching this, I'm here to tell you, you stole the show. What? Ashake, oh my God, that dude can put on a performance that rivals Burna Boy any day.
Really?
Ashake, what?
Yeah.
Fireboy just because he has hit after hit after hit after hit after hit, and he's my favorite artist. But Ashake's performance, his energy, his vibe, literally rivals Burna Boy.
Here,
damn. You need me to find you.
Yes, please. You don't see me not Chief.
Chief Bemba.
Chief of Freetown.
Mm.
Okay. Anyway,
I get jokes.
Anyway, so that was amazing. We did not even try to go to Afro Nation because we had just, I had just done Afrochella the night before or 2 nights in a row.
Masa, by the way, is telling her story.
Oh my, yeah, Kanga's story is totally different. So I was at Afrochella the first night. I was at Afrochella the second night. I hung all the way to the end. I left when Burna Boy was an hour into his performance. I was asleep before Burna Boy took literally I was sitting down and my head was in my lap like this for an hour in between Ashake's performance. He was second to last. And Burna Boy's performance, one whole entire hour at least of complete silence and just them playing some music over the loudspeakers and everybody wondering, was Burna Boy going to disappoint us again? But he did come out and it was a fantastic performance. Didn't go to Afro Nation. That ended up getting canceled. Thank God that we did not elbow on that. And then the next thing that we did that was super, super exciting was Chance's concert. And
before you get into that,
yeah, she should go through her Afro.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. That's it.
Okay, you go through yours, and then I want you guys to both talk about the Black Star Line.
Oh, Kanga's December.
We got not December.
No, I'm talking about the Afrochella night.
My Afrochella night. I got to Afrochella with Masa. We arrived. We met our cousin there. Upon entering. There was everything's cool, everything's fine. And then all of a sudden you get right up on security where they're going to check. There was a big push,
a rush.
When that push, it was a push. Everybody just and they were it was the method that they were using. Because as soon as they pushed, now the security's okay, show your band. But why is this a part of the method where you just walk up, then you get pushed and then you go inside? So anyway, when that big push happened, someone reached into my bag and stole my cell phone.
Oh, shoot. Meek Mill style, huh?
So, yeah.
And on the same night.
On the same night.
The same night. Probably the same entrance.
The same night that they stole Meek Mill's phone. My phone was also stolen.
And
that
set us on a path for the next.
That phone is right here, though. You know why?
Thug.
You know why?
Gangster.
How'd you get your phone?
Because you don't steal from me. I don't care who you are. Don't steal. I went and I got my phone back. Kong, kong, kong. Apple is telling me that my phone is in your house.
You did find my iPhone?
She did find my iPhone. In the street, in the slums of Accra.
She did find my iPhone.
For 2 days, because let me tell you something. When Masa referred to how Ghanaians, they don't care what's your time or what's your schedule. First of all, your phone is stolen. It's urgent. And then you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know who's trying to take your shit apart. Excuse my language. You don't know what's going on. So like every minute is like precious. Okay, first day, trace the iPhone, try to go out there, locate the exact location. Didn't happen. That was an all-day affair. Wow. I didn't want to give up though, because I'm like, I have the location, like it's tracking. So that night, well, this is the next day. So it got stolen at like 11 p.m. The whole next day, try to trace it. That night, I finally went to the police.
King, I feel like when we say trying to taste it, I just want to clarify. Although
we were in the slums, Malam. I don't know if
we were in like actual like gutters. I mean, like children playing in gutters.
I actually was sick after this.
A slum, a Tennessee yellow feverish slum is where we were looking for this phone.
The whole next day went around this like neighborhood asking, didn't get the exact pin location. Went to the police that night, but they were busy looking for Meek Mill's phone.
They were busy on another missing
I actually
phone
spoke with the CID officer, and he was like, I'm on a very similar case right today.
We didn't know it was Meek Mill until
I didn't realize it was Meek's phone that was looking for. So they're tracking his phone around Accra. So I was pretty much on my own. So I sat there, and he's talking about if you
went on your own.
At that night at the police station, yes, I was.
Oh, wow.
Can I tell my story?
Because
I know y'all can tell we're sisters when y'all watch this.
Because I was there with you all day.
At the police station.
I wasn't. I was asleep.
Exactly. At 1 o'clock in the morning, I was on my own. So finally, he was like, if you can just wait for me for a few more hours. And I was like, I don't have a few more. I had already been there for like 2 hours. So I went home. But I met one officer there that was like the night guard at the police station. He was like, if you give me a call tomorrow, I can try to help you out. Okay, cool. So the next day, went back to the location where we got the pin for location. Masa was with me, and we took the dude you met today, Rashid, our Sierra Leone American friend. He's like a big, tall dude.
Rashid's watching too.
What up, Rashid?
Hey, Rashid, what up?
So we needed him as our bodyguard, right?
Yeah.
And it works.
So we get out there. I'm trying to make this long story really short. We get out there. We meet this man on the street who's like, hey, he's like the neighborhood. Hey, hello.
Okay.
What are you people doing here? I'm like, hey, yeah. Somebody had stole my phone, and I traced it, and it's in your neighborhood somewhere. And he was like, okay. So he starts helping us out. I hadn't called the police officer by this time, but we looked around. We didn't get the phone. Well, I was like, let me get this police officer out here. So sent him an Uber. Police officer joined us. He's not in uniform now. So we're just out here. And now we've like pulled out like the satellite, and we're just like, okay, it's right here. We've actually like pinned the location of the phone. It's definitely 100% in this compound. So then we like approached the house, explain what was going on. And at first the dude was like, no, I can assure you, nobody here uses an iPhone. I'm like, yeah, I know. I use an iPhone, and it's in this house. So that's the issue.
This exact house right here.
It's definitely in this house now. So he was like, no. He was like, well, I have 2 tenants. One is here, and one is at work, and one is at work. And then turns out he had like 4 tenants, and one that lives in the back. Like his wife came out. He wasn't there. His wife came out. She wasn't saying anything because, the Ghanaian ladies are very demure, and we're just explaining the situation to her. She was like, we left, went to there was like nothing. We don't have it, like whatever. We go to the area police station now because the police officer that I brought was from a different police station. We go to the area police station. We get in there, that police officer could not care less. He was like, this is not even he's talking to his fellow police officer. This is not even how you do this thing. Wherever the thing was stolen, you have to start with that station, and then you come here, maybe they'll file a report here. He tried to send
a station that was an hour and a half away. We were in Malam.
He did not care.
What he was describing, he might as well have been like, you're in the Bronx and you need to go to a substation in Poughkeepsie and start your investigation there. And then they need to contact
this is how.
Like,
so then I guess their CID officer at that, which is Criminal Investigation Division, their officer was a woman. She called the police officer into her office. They were talking for like an hour. At this point, I woke up that morning like, today I'm getting my phone back. But at this point, it's like 6 p.m. and I'm losing my zeal. We had chartered an Uber driver all day, and he's like, yo, y'all time about to be up. Like, I gotta go. I don't know what y'all trying to do. I feel like nobody had faith in me getting my phone back. So
I did.
Then by the time he gets done talking to the CID officer, he's like, listen, we got to come back tomorrow with the CID officer from my station. And they got to meet with these police officers. Mind you, this is all a way for everybody to get their little token for helping out. Mm-hmm. But as God would have it, Jesus, at that moment, as we're backing up, and we're about to just go back, the phone rings. It's the neighborhood guy. He's called back because we gave him the information. He calls like, there's a new development.
Okay. It's a new development.
It's a new development.
Okay.
Then I hear him talk to the officer, and I hear somebody describing my cellular device. And I'm like,
is it blue?
But the officer wouldn't say, and I'm like, so I'm in the back, like, what's going on? Do they have it? He's like, relax.
We're going back to location.
Relax. This is how the officer's talking. I said, okay, I guess I'll relax. So we go back to the house. What do you know? The tenant that lives in the back, whose wife we had talked to, he's home now. Apparently, he's a fellow who buys and sells phones. And innocently, somebody had brought him my phone and swapped it out for another phone.
Sure.
Yeah.
The thing is, we didn't care about the story. The fact is that she needed the phone because there was important work on there.
I need my phone.
Because # we got stuff to handle. We're not just out here.
Yeah, it's like, it's not just cute. Business. It wasn't about
So the part where
work
shout out to Rashid, Rashid, you know, think about being a woman in Ghana. The thing about being a woman in Ghana is people don't take you seriously.
They don't take you seriously out the gate.
They're not ready to assist and help you unless they think that they're about to get some. Literally, it's just difficult to get things done by yourself. It's a very patriarchal society. It's very difficult to get things done in Ghana, like dealing with men. Even when you go into a police station, you have to be ready to deal with sexual harassment, propositions, whatever, just to transact business as a victim of a crime. You have to be ready for that in Ghana. And anybody who disagrees with that, fight me. So Rashid literally, the minute we told him we have this issue, he dropped everything. And we had just met this dude. The way we met you, we just was like, dang, you are brother. You are our people. Yeah. You're our tribe. That's how it was meeting him. Yeah. And so he's a big, tall dude. And so to him just being around in the area, and then people just seeing him and knowing that he was with us, I feel like that helped. And then in addition to that, while we were waiting there for hours, going from little hut to unfinished house, trying to track this phone down in this one particular area, and kind of having a little entourage of 3 or 4 of their community members who were just idle, and they just kind of wanted to see what was going to come of this. Rashid bought out this ice cream, I don't even want to say truck, because it wasn't a truck, but whatever, this little ice cream stand thing for all the neighborhood kids. Yeah. So it was really nice. And I think all of that endeared these people to continue to try to assist us, to try to, they were like, you know what, there are some young guys living in that place. You know what, this one,
as soon as we got up to the house, I knew it was the dude that answered the door. He looked a little funny. And then there was some Drake playing.
Yeah. And the thing is
it's when I heard the Drake, I said, my phone is definitely in this house.
These community people are just you know what? There are 4 young guys who live in this place.
My phone is in this house.
Don't really know them that well.
Not only was Drake playing, the dude was inside singing along loudly. I said, oh yeah. My phone is definitely in this house.
Hip hoppy. You hip hoppy guy. Yeah. You're just sitting here stealing phones.
In the village, listening to Drake.
So that really took the wind out of Kenya's.
For 2 days.
Yeah. That was during when? When was that?
Right at Afrochella. The first night of Afrochilla, that's what happened. So she ended up leaving. Kenya left
days. I searched for that phone and got it back.
Kenya left way before it was over the first night. Second night, she wasn't even in any way interested in going there because of what happened. Yeah, because of the phone. Her phone being lost and us not being able to find it. So that second night I went, I got to see Burna Boy. So it really messed up her whole Afrochella experience, this phone situation. And then I don't know, she didn't go out as much as me. I don't went out a little bit to go out. She doesn't.
I figured y'all both out this part.
If I go out, I need it to be a guaranteed good time. I don't like to waste my energy.
The thing is, Ghana is going out in Ghana. And again, you wouldn't necessarily know this if you were only here in December, or if you were only here in December, but at the diaspora and clubs. But when all of you guys go home, going out in Ghana is a whole lot of sitting around watching people literally do selfies in the club, as if there is not a beat drop in behind them. And again, just things that we're not used to as Sierra Leoneans and that we would just never stand for.
My Ancestry Chronicles said Sierra Leoneans stayed live. Reggae night at Olive's Garden on Lumley Beach was unbelievable. Man, that sounds
Oh, yeah. So, Olive Garden, I've gone to Olive Garden a few times.
I've never even heard of Olive Garden.
I know where it's at.
Yeah,
right down
I like
right
Reggae night. I've been to Reggae night.
I was supposed to go once.
Sierra Leoneans are a good freaking time. We're just a good time people.
All right, I want to get to some of these comments because there's a lot, and a lot of people joined that I didn't capture as of yet. You guys bring the people. Look at this.
You're welcome.
Last week there was like 20 people on live. So, all right. Mark Hansen said, I have so many questions. My girlfriend is from Sierra Leone. I have so many future dreams of taking my income and business opportunities to Africa. I want to help her family out as well. As you should.
I was going to say, as you should.
But you do need to keep coming, though. Just keep coming to Sierra Leone.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You have to make some friends, and you have to make some friends there that you can trust and who have their own thing going on. If you surround yourself by people, all of whom need something from you, they'll all take from you. You won't have anything else left to give. And that's just a little free advice for you. You got to find your tribe in Sierra Leone.
Yes.
Let me see. Want to help her family out, so for your dreams. Yeah, go for it. Go for it, Mark Hansen.
No narrative loves the honesty. Most people don't say this. They sell dreams about Africa, and then you get there and disappointed completely.
I don't want to sell
American,
anybody a dream.
And no amount of research will prepare you. Yeah, true. I actually know someone who moved to Ghana to shoot YouTube content. They moved there because all they did was watch YouTube videos, and then they went back to where they were from after 3 months.
Mm-hmm. And that's what will happen. So you don't want to take your time to move to Africa to end up having to move right back to wherever you came from in a matter of months. So just don't come here with
unrealistic expectations.
That part.
Ghana is still a developing country, right? Still very much developing. So you're going to have infrastructural issues, lighting issues, like water.
Like there was a time, like for instance, prepaid electricity. They have it for the most part. It works. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
But then for like a few days, it just was like, so I know you have your card. I know you want to pay, but we can't load your card. So therefore, if you're out of electricity, I was out of electricity for like 3-4 days just because I couldn't, because network.
They just couldn't take your payment.
Network.
People were there lined up by like literally issues. The hundreds, like in these long lines at the electric company of Ghana.
Couldn't do it.
And they just couldn't pay. Like, I have my money.
And then after a while, it's like, okay, you can
company.
pay, you can add now, but only at our district office. So imagine anyway, Accra's big. So having to go from place to place to get stuff done is just in the heat. Listen, it's not easy,
it's
y'all.
Africa. It's Africa. It's still Africa.
It's not easy.
No easy.
But
it's a trade-off. Like the quality of life. I don't care. Those kind of shenanigans, the trade-off for that is that you don't deal with the fear, the everyday fear of walking around the streets of Chicago or New York or anywhere in America.
That's true.
Right? Let alone the inner cities in America. And you don't deal with the everyday stress. I don't know. It's different. There's a peace that comes with living in Africa. So as long as you're able to deal with those kind of shenanigans and you plan for that, like every once in a while, will you be in the middle of a very important business deal and will your electric go out? It will. Of course, that is going to happen. But you just roll with it. You rock with it.
Yeah. I'll say you got to learn to be a problem solver, and you got to think 2 steps ahead. You got to live with contingency plans, right? Like that's what I think I mentioned this before. I have 4 different methods of connecting to the internet while living in Ghana. Right. I have 2 fibers. I have Vodafone and MTN fiber. And then I have a Surfline MiFi, and I have an MTN MiFi. Vodafone MiFi.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could. I don't have any MiFis.
Oh, yeah.
And also fiber doesn't go where I live because
you're in the guys. By the way, I want to tell you guys something. It took me like 40 something minutes to get out here.
Oh, Joe, Crimea River.
Why did you expect it to take you less?
Why would you?
When you said 20 something minutes, I was like, wow, that sounds quick.
You know what?
That's why I said that.
I got a bit of a mix up when I was looking at the distance.
Had to have.
I was like,
he told you it was going to take 20 something minutes.
Yeah, leaving the house.
I told you both it's going to take 20 something minutes.
I must have ignored it.
I said, that's quicker than I thought.
I probably saw that, knew it was nonsense, and ignored you. It's not
then
even.
He reiterated.
The thing is, you'll realize that if you did, like, if you look at the distance, you probably went like 4 miles. It's just the road system is not set up for the population.
Yeah,
there.
Coming through the area. Anyway, I'm not gonna say where you guys live. I forgot. I don't say that on live.
Yeah. In the hood.
Alexis Fowler. It's been a while. What's up?
Hey
to the beautiful queens and king. I guess I get the beautiful part too. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're beautiful too, Alexis.
Cicely G says, I remember that Joe with Bloomberg. Oh yeah. So this is really old comments. I'm way back on the comments. Okay. Salon all the way. I just wish it was more developed or at least easier to build, to do business or build. Trying to invest in Sierra Leone from the diaspora is nearly impossible. You have to be on the ground.
Impossible.
You have to be on the ground.
Do
not do it from the
unless you got a little money to lose.
Child, don't do it. Have we not learned from our aunts and our uncles and our parents over the last 30 years? Investing in Sierra Leone from the diaspora is a complete lesson in futility. As long as, again, if you want to you could just take your money and burn it. Literally light a match to it before you try to build a house from abroad or start a business from abroad. It doesn't matter how well you trust your family member, your cousin, or whatever, whoever that person is, they will find a way to fail you. I trust me.
There you go. Queen of Sheba 357 says Olive Garden. Okay, so copyright.
It's Olives ''S Olives Garden.
Yeah, so what you'll find is copyright, trademark.
It's not the franchise.
Yeah.
Trust.
But even if it was, first of all, it's not, trust me, it's not the franchise. But even if we had spelled it exactly like the franchise, we don't care.
Yeah, they don't care about
Come to Freetown and come fight us.
There's
all kind of franchise and trademark infringement happening in Africa. We don't care. We do not care. We don't care. We like the name. So what?
That's one of the things I think that on the continent of Africa, they definitely
we don't care.
Along with the Chinese have done really well at is
just taking other people's names. What? I like the way it was. I like that arch. That M that you guys have made, that yellow arch like that. I like that scene. I like that scene. So I decided to put it on my building in Kisi. What happened? I postponed a trip to April. Oh, is it going to be Easter? Because another lit time. Another lit time.
And Independence Day. Yeah. And also I will be there. I'm celebrating my birthday at that time in Sierra Leone. So it will be lit for sure.
Small plug.
When's your birthday again?
May 1st.
Oh, right.
Is your birthday May 1st? Did you know my birthday was in May?
Yeah.
You didn't know that.
I did know that.
Did you?
I don't remember the day. I don't know the exact day, but I remember you telling me birthdays in May.
Anyway, my teeth are so white. What you guys say? We all have beautiful smiles. Sierra Leoneans are so gorgeous. As we all smile. We are, you guys. We're beautiful people.
We love ourselves.
We do love other people love us though. It's other people love us.
Oh, no narrative saying responding to Masa, just jokes.
No narrative. Masa's response wasn't even for you. It was she. I think she thought you were somebody else.
I thought you were Sierra Leonean, and I thought you were Sierra Leonean.
No narrative really said that Joe's Creole is as bad as her patois or whatever she be speaking to the aunties. That's what she was really saying.
That's what I was responding to because I thought you were Sierra Leonean, who was joking on my brother's Krio, and I just wanted to let y'all know we do the best that we can do, and some of us do a lot better than your English. That's all I'm saying.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying.
So, and I think Deshaun's answering the question. I think for me, having been robbed of my African heritage, I have this insatiable desire to connect with my ancestors' home.
You should connect.
Go for it.
You should connect.
Deshaun, do it.
Desire to get you robbed.
I know it's a bit naive, but that's why I'm listening to you all and asking questions.
It's not naive. No, it's not. Okay, hold on. It's not
the
naive.
idea of that is not naive.
The idea of it is beautiful. What
you could go about it in naive ways. It's your execution. Like,
that's it.
You can be naive or you can decide not to be naive.
And not to be a mark.
Now, tell us that you want to take care of your girl's family. Don't tell your girl's family that you want to take care of your girl's family. Things like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just know how you do it, see they do.
No aide waka. No aide waka. No aide move. No aide waka. Because if you start going out and telling people, I want to take care of you and your whole family.
Say what?
Do you know how big our families are? Like, do you know how big our families are? Like, and we don't give explanations for how a cousin is related to us. You could be taking care of her fourth cousin, fifth cousin's removed child, and never, ever, ever know. So, like, you just have to know how you're moving.
Yeah,
that's all.
Be smart.
I wouldn't go out announcing. I wouldn't go out announcing.
Be clever, because this is what I'll say about Ghana and Sierra Leone, just living in Africa. I think just coming this way in general from the West, when people, for some reason, Africans on the continent want to, or some want to believe that they're automatically more clever than you because you're coming from America. It's like, now you're on our home turf. So like,
we know the system.
And so, and they do in ways, but it's like, but when it comes to being clever though.
Kenya has made this her mission in life.
I don't like when people think they're more clever than me. I don't, because I'm pretty effing clever. So, you know what I mean? So they'll find little ways. You'll even see them trying to like mess with your mind, just trying to get in your head.
Wait, you guys, I don't feel like we really properly painted this picture. Can you hand me that book right there? Can you just hand me
what picture?
Can you just hand me the book? Hand me the book. Say this is an iPad because this is about the size of Kenya's iPad. This is how we were walking around the slums.
Yes.
The slums of Malam, like on this massive iPad and these cell phones that had up the satellite footage, and we were putting them together. Like, this is how we were walking through these slums for 2 whole days until we conked on the right door, and still ended up getting the cell phone back. And like, we were ready to do anything, because the thing is, at the end of the day, yes, we're women in Ghana, we're thugs, okay? We're goons, and our goons got goons. Do not, Sierra Leone at the end of the day is just a drive away, and it's nothing to pay a Sierra Leonean goon to come up and roll up on you in Malam. You have never met a thug till you met a child soldier. Okay, so like, we were ready for anything, and we just wanted to do it decently, but it was going to go down no matter what.
I came in peace.
And the thing is, that's what I told the wife, and that's why the phone appeared. Okay. I was like, look, okay, I get that we've showed up here with the police, and you feel like you can just say no, that the phone's not here, but what you don't realize is that Apple has told us the phone is here, and we're not leaving, and you're not sleeping. Okay, so one way or the other, this phone is going to appear, whether we have to tear this apart brick by brick. Forget that we have a police officer here. It's going down no matter what. And it's just, if y'all could have seen where we were walking, I feel like you got to post this video. Like, you didn't really do. There was a point where we had to put our phones inside of our pockets, and like the iPad had to like go in her like shirt so that we could physically climb up a cliff. There was cliffs that we were climbing up, and ravines that we were going down, and gutters that we were stepping over with like, oh my God.
I would have vlogged this whole thing, by the way, if
Listen,
I was here.
The thing is, I tried to, but at the same time, I was so focused on I got some footage, but I was so focused on getting my phone back that I just wasn't in the mood the whole time. But I do have a lot of footage.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about how to put this into a story, because I want to do it.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an adventure.
Okay, so really quickly, Christabella says, I miss my 2 sisters. Happy 2023. And to you, Joe. Yeah, thank you for throwing me in there. Thanks. No, thanks for throwing me in there. Cool.
I feel like everybody just throws you in at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're live, basically. I'm just here. I'm just here to moderate.
And you too, Joe. You too.
Thanks for giving us a platform, Joe. Anyway.
Of course. My reason for wanting to move to Sierra Leone is because my ex-wife and my new girlfriend is from Sierra Leone. I want to go back to the country and Mark. Listen, Mark. I understand your love for Sierra Leonean women. You know what I'm saying?
You would understand.
Mark, you know how small Sierra Leone is, right?
Listen, fam.
Freetown specifically. So I hope you and your ex-wife and your new girlfriend, you have a very... Oh, they're from Sierra Leone, but they don't live in Sierra Leone. Okay.
It's just interesting though, Mark. So I
thought everybody was going to be in Sierra Leone together.
So you are a non-Sierra Leonean who somehow, some way, in America or Canada or wherever it is that you live, you have somehow managed to land.
He's a salon chick magnet.
You have somehow landed to land on Sierra Leone women twice.
I mean, I love Sierra Leonean women, so I get it, Mark. I'm with you, Mark.
So anyway, my reasons for wanting to move to Sierra Leone is because my ex-wife and my new girlfriend are from Sierra Leone, and I want to go back to a country and own land and build a legacy for my future family. Oh, that's beautiful. Listen,
I wish you the best.
Allah la vista and Chavez to you. You're going to want to make sure that you have somebody there that you can trust. And if your girlfriend is currently from Sierra Leone, just know how you waka. I don't know how do you, there's not even really a way to say that in English. Just tick them, Mark.
And tick them means like be careful.
Tick them.
Take your time. You know.
It's a desperate country full of a lot of desperation. That's all I will say.
Okay. Christabella says she's gonna watch the first 40 minutes. Cool. That makes sense. Just the realness. I appreciate the dialogue, of course. Thank you for opening up and spreading your knowledge to educate us African Americans. I really want to integrate into Africa. I never experienced a well-connected vibe. Open to learn. Mm-hmm. Well, you know, we are culturally American, as you can hear in our voices. Now, we do have the context because our parents were born and raised in Sierra Leone. But we still are culturally American, so that you still kind of get that shock. And you guys were here for a minute and went back and then come back. I'm sure it's still like an adjustment, right?
Yeah.
It's more so of a readjustment. Like, we back to this.
I don't know. Like for me, actually going to the US, when I get there now, I feel like I have downgraded my life. Truly, like the minute I step foot in LaGuardia, I feel like I'm back to the ghetto. And by the ghetto, I mean a place where they don't eat what I want to eat. The natural music, like the default music, the elevator music isn't the literal elevator music isn't the music that I want to hear, that speaks to my soul. Like everybody's doing their own thing. There's no sense of like community or connectivity. Like I can't just be out around the people because everybody's locked away in their houses or in their offices. I'm driving myself. I'm doing my own laundry in the ghetto. Like just washing my own dishes. Like America is just, it doesn't give what you actually think that it's supposed to give. And you don't know that until you move abroad to a place where you can afford quite a different quality of life. Like for me, every time I'm in America, I honestly, I feel an urgency to get back to Africa. And I feel like I calm down when I land at Kotoka National Airport or Freetown National Airport for that matter. My soul literally just quiets once I get back to Africa.
Well put. And the way I used to describe it is when I would leave Sierra Leone, I came back with a renewed sense of purpose and rejuvenated. And it would die out when I was in the States. And so I just felt like, why can't I just keep refilling that while staying here? So that was that's the way I would describe it. All right. So I'm realizing the questions that I was just looking at are like 40 minutes old. Oh, wow. So let me just run through these really quickly. First of all, shout out to Christabella for supporting the channel. You know what I'm saying? I need every little bit.
Shout out Christabella.
So thank you, Christabella, for the support. I really do appreciate that. Haji says, no one needs to blame you for choosing Ghana instead of Sierra Leone, but Sierra Leone needs to catch up, especially in nice houses, restaurants, hotels. Many new resorts are opening up. Yes, they are.
Awesome.
Sierra Leone is catching up, I think is what he's saying.
Sierra Leone is catching up. Oh, it is catching up.
Yeah.
Sierra Leone is catching up.
Yeah. I love that for us. Absolutely.
Mark Hansen says she is going in. This is real from earlier. This is like 40 minutes ago. I'm sure this is based on Masa's statements earlier.
Y'all think I'm overly critical about Sierra Leone, but I'm just being honest.
Masa just speaks her honest truth. You know what I'm saying? No filter. You know what I mean? Why? You know what happened? I want to tell you guys something. A little quick story. The first time we were going live, I had met Masa Kenya beforehand. We were having a conversation. I was like, oh, we gotta have like buzzwords that she can't say.
Right, exactly.
That she can't say online. Exactly. I was like, yo, we need to, all right, if we're going to say this, you need to say this. And she threw all that out the window. She threw all, and she still continues to throw all that.
Because he wants to filter me. And
out the window.
I'm not here for the bullcrap. You guys, listen, there was a point in time in our parents' lifetime where Ghanaians and Nigerians were sending their children if they could afford it. If they were the Ghanaian and Nigerian elite, if they could afford it, they were sending their children to Fort Bay College.
FBC.
Take a minute to take a drive at the illustrious Fort Bay College in this year of our Lord 2023 and see what you will shine your eyes upon. It's ridiculous. I think they just now reopened up the dormitories. Like, so for the last couple of years, like FBC students have been struggling because they don't even have a place to chill, like in between classes and lectures. And some of them are coming from East End, some of them coming all the way from, like middle of town to go back and forth between lectures. It's just mayhem. So Sierra Leone, we're so behind. And I'm not about to sit here and keep on reminiscing on our beautiful, illustrious history and our historical place, right? Like in the post-slave trade, and act like Ghana and Nigeria have not passed us by, and Senegal and Gambia have not passed us by. They have passed us by, and we have a lot of catching up to do. And when we catch up, some of us will move there. Until then, Ghana will there for very good reason.
I feel like I could just left this on the screen all the whole time.
She's going in. This is real. Mark, Mark, Lord have mercy. Anyway, Mark, that's a love to you.
Deshaun, insightful and honest. If you want to enjoy Sierra Leone, we'll be in a cash machine for family members.
Woo.
Mark in there.
Tell them you need money too.
Haji, you know.
need money.
Haji, you know.
Yeah.
Tell them you two need exactly.
Not true.
That's my new thing. It's anytime a family member, I just started and I'm so proud of myself. When a family member messages, WhatsApp me about a complaint, then I start sharing my own complaints. I did that. I tried that and it worked. And now that's my new go-to. You start sharing complaints, I'm going to start sharing my complaints. And can you contribute to my betterment?
Yeah.
Can you better me on life? No, You don't have the ends to better my life. So when you can better my life, I'll better your life. Until then, everybody, Lord, man, just organize themselves. Everybody just manage your own self.
So Deshaun was saying he was hoping to meet the sisters there. Yeah, you guys didn't come.
Next December, okay, we didn't come.
Seriously,
why
calm
you saying
down.
it like that?
Oh, they had a festival. They had Caribbean and Town. We went up and down.
Who cares about Reggae Night at Olive Garden?
Who cares?
You care.
Who cares?
You too.
We'll be there next year.
Honestly, we care so much. The whole time we were sitting here like, what are we doing? Why are we here? Why are we in this place? But we were right where we needed to be. There were business opportunities.
What we didn't mention is that
business opportunities.
Okay, let's talk about that.
As far as business went, December.
You guys talk about that again.
Uncle Bimba.
I mean, they drink
As far as December goes, it was a very productive month for us for business. As far as business goes, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah. As you know, we run a restaurant, Freetown Chop House, located in East Legon Hills, and that's in Accra.
Accra's only authentic Sierra Leonean restaurant. And we were busier this December than we have been since we opened in April of this year, or rather April of last year. And we do thank God for that. And then in addition to that, we made some good friends. Like we met some good people this December. And it's been very difficult. Like living in Accra, the thing that you don't know, like when you live abroad and you come here again, because they have such a strong PR machine, is that you'll get here and you'll have a lot of good networking. You'll meet a lot of like the right people if you put yourself in that position. But as far as like deep, true, close-knit friendships, it's hard to build those friendships. In my experience, it's hard to build those friendships, period, once you get to a certain age in life. Like once you've left college, it's kind of like the last stop, right, for meeting most of your friends in life. And so moving to a country where we have no family, no cousins that we can kick it with. We have no aunties, no uncles, right? Where they're like people's houses we can just go to and like eat on the weekends. Like we don't have any of that here. We're just by ourselves. And as our parents put it, in a strange place, right? We're here with no strangers in Ghana. Like it's been very difficult. And so this December, we met a lot of really cool people that I feel like are now a part of our tribe. Like Rashid is one that we mentioned. There were these two other, brothers that we met, these Ghanaian brothers who like had lived in America for a long time. One still lives there, but who have a lot of business investments and stuff going on here in Ghana. It's just been refreshing and really nice to be able to finally make some friends. Because otherwise, me and Kenya, we'll just keep ourselves company all day, every day. Like really, we're all we need, but it has been nice to be able to expand our circle to
especially since Joe just abandons us for months at a time.
That's the thing, is that Joe, we can't rely on him. This guy. For anybody out there who's relying on Joe to be in one place, you know who you are. If you're relying on Joe to keep you company, you'll be very lonely.
You know that's not true. If you know me, you know me. If you know him, you know that he's gonna be there and he's gonna be there. Here and there and here. So
he travels.
He's well traveled.
He travels for work.
So we have found replacements, and that's really the best way to put it. We have found replacements that are more tied to Ghana.
Okay.
And they will keep us company.
Okay. All right. So, what do we have? Find My iPhone is legit from an hour ago, I know.
Mark.
Salute
to Apple. Salute to iPhone. Listen.
I'm not going to lie, I had lost hope. That first night, I figured, I was just there for solidarity, not to actually find an iPhone per se. In this particular song, I was just there to be a sister to soften the blow of the disappointment. The inevitable, what I thought was inevitable.
I refused to be disappointed, and it's a lesson, people.
It is.
Because the phone would have been gone if I would have just let it be gone. Like it would have just been gone. But when I made up my mind, like, no, I'm getting my phone back. And I did. So
by hook, by crook, by violence.
Yeah. You have to, be prepared.
By buying ice cream for all the neighborhood children.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is
be
that
ready
had
for
to
whatever.
Done.
But go after what you want.
Yeah. It was a great lesson in December. A great way to start off the year.
Yeah. They didn't get the memo that I'm not going into 2023 with any L's. We're not taking L's in 2023.
We're not taking L's in 2023.
Taking L's in 2023. What y'all thought this was?
Fantastic to hear about your phone. Good for you.
Y'all thought.
I blame Drake. Yeah.
Girl, when I heard that Drake, I said, nah, it's in here.
It was Blair Red.
It's in here.
And then Bam Bam came. Like, I feel like he came to the door. He had on like Nike shorts.
He was
all,
looking like, the way that they were talking was like,
he looked so well fed. Like, you in here eating chicken, pizza, and listen to Drake.
This was the one house in the whole neighborhood.
It was the one home.
The one actual home that was a
that
big
had a
home
roof, that had walls, it had a gate,
compound and
it
a
was
gate.
painted.
All the other houses were little board houses, like small. This was the one big house in the neighborhood.
She's saying board houses. What she means is board rooms. So in Sierra Leone, we have a lot of pambodi, like made out of tin, like those
pans,
houses.
like pans.
Yeah, they're made out of pans. They're made out of tin. Here they have board like rooms, like a room that'd be the size of this couch, and in there is like where somebody does all their living. So that was a place that we were at where there was like clusters of them all over the place. And then in the middle of that was this one very nice that apparently is being funded by stolen iPhones.
Apparently.
So, but not this stolen iPhone.
Not this one. This
not
iPhone's not
stolen.
So rightful owner.
So Lenora's talking about how the bar, she went to a bar in East Legon and there were a lot of selfies being taken on the dance floor.
That's it.
I don't know. I can't say because we weren't in Ghana before Instagram was the thing. So I'm not sure what they were doing before. But now, and the thing is, a lot of venues in Ghana, they make them so nice and aesthetically pleasing that you kind of can't help but like
be taking
take pictures when you get there. But it's like, y'all gonna party too, or you just gonna?
My thing is, I feel like before Instagram, they were still in the club in their church dresses, just having prayer meetings or something, because I mean that's what they're dressed for a lot of times in the club. You guys be on like don't make me feel like the hussy. I knew what I came to do. That's what this is about. Because I knew what I feel like. No, because I knew what I came to do. I came here.
And they knew what they came to do, to be modest in the club.
Okay, well, go home.
No, they want to watch night service.
Go to watch night service. Why is this floral dress all the way down to your ankles and your wrists? I don't like it. Go home.
Okay.
So everything about Ghana is a different vibe than Sierra Leone. Like everything about, maybe in the everyday streets of Sierra Leone, we're looking modest or whatever. But when we have now crossed over to Longley Beach Road.
Who is this Kwabena?
Like, live your life. Feel free. Like, the Ghanaians are just, they're different.
Kwabena said if Ghana is not too good for you, try Liberia or Nigeria. It's not by force to live. Okay, Kwabena. We'll take that in consideration.
Kwabena, you said Liberia or Nigeria.
He said it's not by force. Hey, Kwabena. Are you offended?
I don't blame him. It's because I have BB celebrities, so now they don't need us. Because you have BB celebrities coming to Accra, now you don't need us anymore.
It's not by force.
He said it's not by force.
But you know what Lenora said, which is true. She said, "I take a thief over being killed."
And the wild part is like you might actually get your property back from the thief.
Listen, the thing is, when we were walking through the slums, I was like, let us try this in the hood. Can you imagine?
Right.
Doors in the
Just
hood?
the fact that I have this iPad and we're looking like look at these. Like we would have been marks.
We would have been marks. Now you have gone to go get an iPad, and now, well, first you're stabbed. That's number one. You're bleeding from your.
Now you lost your phone.
And then in addition to that, now your iPad is gone. Like the thing about Ghana is like no matter what, like you feel safe. No matter what, it's a
very safe place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you happy, Kwabena? Ghana is very, very safe.
A very safe place.
But to be clear, too, Sierra Leone, in terms of the Global Peace Index, Sierra Leone is still top 5.
Top 5. With Ghana.
Yeah, with Ghana, of course. Top 5 safest places in Africa, on the continent of Africa. Now, not top 5 in the world, but top 5 in Africa.
But imagine that, though. Yeah. Everybody knows that about Ghana, right? Literally not a single soul. All these people are coming here by the tens of thousands. Yeah. This December, none of them had any concerns about the safety in Ghana.
Right.
Nope.
And many of them had absolutely no connection to Ghana whatsoever. Right. Whereas in Sierra Leone, yes, us diasporans, we will still go to Sierra Leone no matter what, because we're ready for the Tranga life, right? But the rest of the world still thinks that we're in a civil war. So what are we going to do about that? We're in the top 5 with Ghana. You guys, do we want to parlay that into some good PR, or we just what? What are we doing? What are we doing?
We're expanding the airport.
Dan Diablo's in the building.
Okay. All right, King.
All right, so really quickly, we are now an hour and 38 minutes in. So you guys still both seem to have some energy. But I get for you too.
I'm hungry. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm hungry.
Hey guys, what about going to Freetown Chop House?
We are going to do that this evening. We are going to Freetown Chop House to eat. I happen to know the owners of a restaurant called Freetown Chop House. so I can go eat. Okay, Lenora. Lenora, I didn't realize that this was you because you commented before, but when we met, you didn't tell me this was the same person.
Aww.
But she said thank you for the information you gave me because I do remember speaking to you when we were at the Radisson Blu. Well, you're welcome. We were. What did we talk about specifically? I can't even remember. I was, I just.
It's just Sierra Leone.
I just talked.
No,
she's a Black American who was getting her ancestry. She did an African ancestry. We met by the piano, right? At the Radisson Blu. We met by the piano.
He remembers you, Lenora.
I just don't remember the conversation, but of course.
Because he be talking.
Because I talk a lot. I talk a lot. You guys know I talk a lot. But you see, I can also listen. You see?
Fair enough.
I sat back and just listened today. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can survive in New York City. You can survive anywhere. I'm ready. Yes. Just,
It's different.
It is different.
I don't
different.
know how to just.
I mean, listen,
I feel like if you survive in Freetown, you can survive anywhere.
Not true.
Yeah.
That's how I really feel.
Freetown and Lagos, like that.
Yeah,
those two worlds.
Survive in Freetown because New York is still a city in the United States, and there are safety nets. Our entire society is built up of systems of safety nets in the United States. There's only so far you can fall. In Africa, you can fall to the pits of the earth. I mean, like you can free fall in Africa if you don't have things well organized. So it's hard to compare any city in Africa to maybe except for Johannesburg or whatever they got going on in South Africa. Aside from that,
it gets pretty wild down there.
To anywhere in the United States.
Yeah. They. I mean, remember Oscar Petraeus or whatever, the guy who was the Olympian, the paraplegic Olympian, killed his wife, and he tried to say it because he thought somebody broke in. Yeah. So they do have guns down there, and they do shoot. They do shoot down there. So that's probably the closest. So Alexis, she did record some of it, so there's going to be a vlog. We're going to talk about how we turn this. I want to see the footage. I want to turn them. I want to see how we can turn that into a vlog.
I do have footage. We can. I'll hit you up.
Mark Hansen says that's the crazy part about being African American. Our family lineage is so much smaller, so we don't really understand that African lineage or expect them to take advantage.
Please expect it.
I want you to expect it and prepare.
Accept it, and then be proactive about it. Yeah.
But to be clear, right? I've been on a few cruises, so that you drop off in ports and all over the world, right? When you go there, the price they're charging you for that little trinket is like 150 times what it cost them to make it in 5 minutes, right? I mean, it's like that anywhere. So anywhere people are hungry, I mean, I've been to Brownsville too. I lived on Flatbush. I still have an apartment on Flatbush. Anywhere where people are hungry, they're going to take advantage of you. And, Sierra Leone, what did we say the average income was? About $50 a month, right? So whatever that number is, obviously you're going to have that issue. So just be prepared for that. Just know that that's what you're going into.
Know.
Yeah. So just anything you hear, just look at it from that perspective.
Act like you know.
Yeah, act like you know too. Don't be that person that's like looking around, looking all like, because, you look like food,
Well, that is such a good way of putting it. You literally go chop you better one.
Okay, you two ladies are gangster. They did not know who they were dealing with.
They did not.
They now know. They know now. They know now. Yo, 24 is hilarious. I just had to put this comment in. Seems like 80% of Sierra Leone women have BBLs, but it only seems that way.
24. Wow. You had a good time.
Yeah, you definitely did. I would say, though, that probably about 0.5% do, though. That does happen.
And Joe knows that.
It's very natural. We get some.
The fact that you would even say something like that, 0.5%.
I'm saying because I know it happens there.
A few of them actually do.
There are a couple. They got flowed out
literally
somewhere. They got flued out somewhere. But literally, God, a couple. I wouldn't even. I don't know anybody. The fact that you would even say, I don't. And Sierra Leone that has a BBL.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
In Sierra Leone has a BBL. No, I don't know anybody.
It's not. Yes.
No, I'm just saying, I don't know.
They're 5K now. They're 5K now, 5 to 10K.
I'm saying, so I don't know anybody in Sierra Leone.
Are they? Must trying to go get a BBL?
I'm good.
Me too.
I'm straight. Right.
I thought about doing. Never mind. That's for hope. No, I thought about doing the thing where they break your legs and they make you taller, and so like your bones fuse together. But
it's okay.
It's a 24-month process. It's a 24-month process. But what they do is they make you go from like 5'8" to 6'2". How crazy is that? That's off topic. But
what do you do for those 2 years though? Are you in a wheelchair?
You're not in a wheelchair, but you're recovering slowly.
You looking like a cripple.
What? Can't say cripple.
Wait, so
Yes,
what
you can.
is
That's the correct word. Is it not?
Is it? No.
disabled? You're looking disabled.
It's crippled. Somebody who's crippled. You don't call them
Masa,
crippled.
tell her.
I honestly thought they still said crippled.
I thought they said
You know what? First of all, we live in Africa.
Yeah,
So
like-
whatever it is that y'all got going on over there, whatever
the PC.
PC stuff you have going
disabled.
on over there.
It's disabled.
I know
It's
disabled is a word, but so you just use disabled generally?
Yeah. It's the category.
You can't. So you
Differently.
cannot call somebody crippled.
Kenya, stop saying it if you said it's not the right word.
I apologize. You have to learn. You have to learn. Shoot.
Listen.
When I was coming up, you could.
All right,
Joe,
move it
it's
up, move
okay.
it up,
Please
move
don't.
it up.
Oh my God. So they putting steel in your legs? Is that
No, no,
steel?
no. Your
that's
bones still
madness.
fuse
That's
together. You
madness.
just
No,
Forgot
Uncle
about
Boo, y'all
that.
big.
you just
I
grow.
will calm down. Joe, you're already taller than 50%
Oh, that's
of Sierra Leonean
awesome,
men.
Deshaun.
You're taller than 80% of Sierra Leonean men.
That's lies.
Not true.
That's lies.
Not true. I appreciate you. But it's
dragging
not
it.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So Deshaun's saying my wife is Jamaican and Gullah Geechee. Her DNA is
Oh, that's
Mende
our
and
people,
Temne.
for
That's
sure.
who definitely
I
Mende.
lucked out. Yeah, you did luck out. Mende women are great.
She's Jamaican and Gullah Geechee. She sounds
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she sounds very
She
pretty.
sounds really pretty. Not because Mende.
Limba tribe too. We like the Limba
That's
tribe
what's up.
too.
That's right.
Limba,
Wow, Joe.
I learned something new
Mende.
today.
Wow, Joe.
Mandingo,
Wow, Joe.
Fula. They're all
Wow,
nice.
Joe.
They're all nice.
Wow.
I'm saying, like, you guys, if you guys go to Sierra Leone, this is
I
what you'll
like
see.
it. Go get that nice, like Joe.
I know they get that nice, so-
They get that
Yeah.
nice.
It's wild to something that was said earlier.
Exactly. Wow. Wow.
The exchange
wow.
rate of the dollar to Leone,
Has it gone to 22.8?
is that good?
Wow.
That's nice.
Is that good?
He said
No,
what
it's
the
not
fuck?
It was 10. It was 10K.
17.
It was 10K when I first started going to Sierra Leone.
Right.
It was
So-
17 literally in November. So you
Oh,
wanna tell me
Lenore,
it's
Lenore, are
22?
you?
Oh, that's
okay.
pounds. That's pounds. I'm sorry. That's pounds, not dollars.
It's a pound.
Okay.
So Lenore, you're in Ghana right now. So she says your restaurant
Oh,
opens
yeah,
tomorrow.
come through.
Yes,
We're very
pull
much
up.
open tomorrow. Yeah.
Pull up, Lenora.
And she's
We're open
saying that's
11
correct.
a.m. to 10 p.m.
We met by the piano. That's what she's talking about.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you guys like Swadu the artist? I guess is that the person's name?
Do we like her?
Oh, sorry. Oh,
I'm Limba.
nice. The Limba are good people.
Aw.
Limba are good people. Alexis says, "Do you guys like Swadu? I love her song. Feel alright."
Oh yeah, she's cool.
And then Mark Hansen said, "My girlfriend's Timney." Okay,
Nice.
Timney's cool. All right, cool. So we went through all the comments. Okay, the one last thing I want to do before we go at an hour and 46 minutes is the Black Star Line Festival. As Chicagoans,
I feel like the Black Star Line Festival was the sleeper of the festive season.
Child.
Right now,
Woo,
I know,
child.
shout out to our girl Mariama Forbes.
yeah,
Because right now she's kicking herself because she didn't extend her trip
Oh,
long enough to
messed up.
attend the Black Star Line Festival.
Mistake.
And my sister,
Missed out.
you missed out.
Miscalculation.
So next time, you know how to comport yourself.
Listen.
I missed it too.
Listen, I don't think, because it's the inaugural one, I don't think people really knew how it was going to go down. Listen, whatever the vision was that Chance and Vic Mensa had,
Execute
they
it.
executed it excellently.
Mm.
Excellently. The highlight for me was seeing Erykah Badu perform live in Africa.
Kenya actually
I did
didn't
see
know
that.
what to do. We were behind our stand where we were vendors. and
Not
Kenya has
Erykah
not
Badu.
Kenya's a singer as well.
in
So if you guys
Africa.
don't
She is
know.
a singer. She's the MC, and so like she literally like backflipped over our counter
Must be
and
exaggerating.
somersaulted over to the stage where Erykah Badu, like, it was crazy. Like, first of all, Toby Nigwe,
Togo Nwigwe.
like
T-Pain performed for a full hour and a half.
T-Pain gave a whole concert and forgot that he had us in a chokehold. Like, literally, I was like, I forgot T-Pain had that hit and that hit
T-Pain
and that
got
hit.
up there and showed out.
He had us
Big
he had us
energy.
in a chokehold for a few years in the mid 2000s.
Mhm.
Talib Kweli.
You got Talib Kweli. Come on now.
Sing Get By Live and we'll never ever
Talib
get old.
Kweli,
We'll
you
never get
guys
old.
did not see it coming. Like, just you
Dave
forget.
Chappelle made an appearance.
like what
Michael
else?
Blackson was in the building, of course.
Pero sabía, no te so.
Yes,
And the
that's
thing
our
is,
play cousin.
okay, so that all was going on, and we knew about all of them, right? We knew that was who the lineup was for the Black Star Line Festival. What I did not realize is that there was a whole nother contingency of stars and like A-list celebrities who were here with like Bozoma, St. John, like they were all there doing
They
their
did
own,
something at Ada.
like
the
and
New Year's
Ada,
Eve.
like
Oh,
they
I
had
did
their
see
own
that.
like
Yeah,
New Year's
yeah,
Eve
yeah,
party.
yeah.
I saw Jadena there, like just a whole bunch of other like stars who were there for something totally different. So coming or going, no matter what, look, Ghana
We're gonna
is
talk about
really Ghana
That's like
is
the
the
new
focus
Rock
right
Nation
now.
brunch.
That-
That's like
Ghana is the focus.
That's what we need to
Ghana,
discuss next time.
Ghana is
Being
the
at
focus
that.
of the future.
absolutely.
You said what? Being at what?
that
That
where
is-
she
that's
was
where
for
we
the
need
New
to be.
Year's.
Listen,
That
fam,
dinner
man.
for New Year's.
I didn't know anything about
I
that.
saw it on
until
her
after
page.
the
I was
fact.
They've been doing it. She's been doing it for a while though.
I didn't
She's
know
Ghanaian. She was the former
yeah.
chief marketing officer at Netflix.
She's a
Yeah.
It's a
badass
big
boss.
deal. She's a big
She's
deal.
a big bad boss. So I mean, it's for me, it's exciting. So when you say like, do you think we'll have a Black Star Line Festival in Sierra Leone? Maybe, but again, like the difference is like they have the infrastructure to be able to put people up at a 5-star resort. There's so many 5-star resorts here. There's so many 5-star restaurants here. There's so many like opportunities to show people the glamorous life here. That you can feel comfortable
That you can
inviting
get in Ghana.
A-list
You can get
celebrities.
glamorous African lifestyle in
Yeah,
Ghana.
so you can feel comfortable inviting A-list celebrities because you're going to be able to give them an A-list
without having
5-star
to
time.
give like a disclaimer before you enter. Like, all right,
just so you know.
just
so you know. The way I black out is very possible say
Yeah.
that something will not possible say. Well, I mean, like Ghana, you just don't really have to be worried about being embarrassed in that way. But one day, you know, Sierra Leone, we're only 2.5 hours. away
Ghana
from
was almost embarrassed when they took Meek's phone, but then they got it back. So
wow, with the
redemption,
quickness, with
redemption.
the quickness, had that man in handcuffs.
They
So
All the
That
Ghanaian blogs had that
cracks
guy on
me
the
I
front
had
page.
him on the front page.
when I saw
Like
that
he was
picture
a
on the
serial
crib, I said, "Y'all,
Like he
not,
was a
not
serial
for the phone."
killer.
And is it even guaranteed that he's the one that took? Because just like the guy that had mine, it could have been swapped
Yeah.
by then. Like, but
Lee
they said we're
Harvey
gonna put
Oswald.
somebody.
I saw
like
Wale
Masa
speaking.
said, like Masa said, PR. We're gonna
Yeah.
put somebody in these cuffs,
Yeah.
And somebody
and
gonna
we're
take the
gonna
fall.
put them on the camera.
Somebody gonna take the fall for this.
Yeah.
They found somebody's iPhone on him, and that man had to go down.
Mhm.
Like you stole the iPhone on the wrong day, my friend.
Yeah.
So no.
Also, to the thieves, if you're watching this,
hey,
when
guys,
somebody gives you iPhone,
quietly
Just-
hand the iPhone back.
just put it down.
Just quietly, just give them. No, sorry,
These
not this one. This
things.
one, I don't want it.
Mm.
Take the Android.
They can be
the
tracked
iPhone.
anywhere.
Take the Androids. Leave the
Y'all gonna
iPhones.
take the wrong person's phone like y'all almost did.
Take the Samsungs. Leave the iPhones.
Anyway, that's on you. Or take an iPhone. I don't care. Do what you
Yeah, I will say this: if you ever get your phone stolen, here's a trick you can do. Send yourself a message that says, well, it'd have to be unlocked, but send yourself a message that says, I will pay you more than this phone is worth if you give me my phone back. It worked. This guy charged it and everything.
do. Not
3 days later, he charged it. It was fully juiced.
And
I had to
hand
go
it
meet him.
back to
I had to
you.
go meet him at the polo club.
Wow.
He was one of the horse trainers or whatever.
He was a horse trainer.
Yeah, he
So they
found
got
it. He
horse
found it in
trainer
East
phone
Legon.
thieves.
Yeah, he found it in East Legon. Well, it fell out of my pocket. It really did.
Yo, something like that happened to me here.
Yeah.
Masa actually made me lose my phone that night at garage.
Sisters.
How?
Remember when you took it from me and then it fell out your side of the door at garage? Remember that night? And the guy brought it back to me? A good Samaritan?
Oh, so this is different than you leaving it in the taxi the other time. So you just stay losing phones in Africa.
Again, Masa dropped my phone out of the car that night.
1 out of 3 times that you,
The time that I'm
Masa.
talking about, Masa dropped my phone out of the car.
which is 1 out of 3 times.
And a good Samaritan found it at a
Okay.
club. Imagine.
And he just always.
I forgot about that.
He brought it back.
Okay, wow.
And then I tried to give him some money. He was like, no.
Oh no, my guy took money.
Okay,
and
so
then-
anyway, listen. The whole topic of today's conversation is December in Sierra Leone versus December in Ghana. Ghana is going to give you, you're going to be partying with Chance the Rapper. You're going to maybe
Ghana is
Jadena
giving
will come
you,
by and bless
African
you. Jadena will come by.
metropolitan
Jadena will come by and bless
luxury
you with his
lifestyle.
tattoos. Like you're gonna get Bozema, like you're gonna get like Michael Blackson. You're gonna get all of those things here in Accra.
Very,
If you are there for a good time and not a long time,
if
and
you just guarantee good time. As I wake up in the morning, vibes.
from the minute I touch
Breakfast,
my feet,
vibes.
from the minute, as we say, do clean.
Mhm.
vibes
clean.
on vibes
From
on
when
vibes.
from when the sun is up, do clean,
Sierra
do
Leone.
clean.
Sierra
Say
Leone.
next. Then Sierra Leone is going to be the place.
I
for
was
you.
literally yearning for the Sierra Leone vibes
and
because
couldn't
we
find
didn't go
it. We
this
were chasing
December.
it all of December.
Which,
could not
and
find
I
it.
decided that's the thing. I decided to stop chasing it after like 2 times. I was like, well, I'm not doing it anymore.
I continued, and
Masa-
I got
she was
enough.
a party chaser.
I was chasing parties. I was disappointed pretty much every time.
You see?
I was ever hopeful, and then in the end, when I got it, it was at Chance's concert.
In
Like,
January.
For me, we haven't talked enough about Black Star Line Festival. Okay.
Yeah, we kind of
So,
got off topic.
I don't even know that we said anything about it except that Erykah Badu was there. So what I will say is the reason why I say they nailed it is because their entire goal, my understanding is is to draw people to the African continent, just like Marcus Garvey was putting people, African Americans, on the Black Star Line ship and bringing them back home, to repatriate back in Africa. Like, if their goal was to bring African Americans back to Africa and to give them a wonderful community and experience, they absolutely nailed it on the head.
They did that.
Days leading up to that, when I say there were American accents everywhere, there were Cubs jerseys and Bulls jerseys everywhere. It was just like a Chicago block party in Ghana. And that was unbelievable. Like, what they accomplished
it was like both of our worlds coming together, just
perfectly
like
combined. It was like a festival made for us.
Like, yeah, it was target audience right here.
Black, Chicago, Africa, us come together like by the tens of thousands. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. And so I would love to see this continue to grow and grow and grow beyond their wildest imaginations. And I would also love to see it spark a conversation about real repatriation. Because if you're in America and you have even remotely, and first off, you're on this live, you've already considered like what it would be like to live in Africa. And I would say, go for it. Because really, what's the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing that could happen is the same thing that happened if you decided to move to Texas, or you decided to move to California, or you decided to move to New York and try your hand at the Big Apple. You could always just move back home. But in Africa, as long as you're okay with the glitches that will definitely come with living in a developing nation, like if you're open to the upside of it, like the upside is so much higher than anything most of us can afford in the US. Like the quality of life is so much higher than anything most of us can afford living and working regular 9-to-5s in the US. And for me, myself, personally, I'm never moving back to the US. That place is the hood and the ghetto, and they don't love us there, and I don't love them back.
They don't love us.
So you might as well move somewhere where people are so happy to see you and to receive you.
I've never felt more comfortable in my skin than living in Africa.
You know what? So my boyfriend said the other day, he was just like, Masa, watching your reel about like your December recap was hilarious because of how many wig changes you had. I said, you know what? What's funny is that I used to be really conscious about my wig changes. I used to slowly like work my way into like longer hair over the span of a few months, as if I were confusing judges and opposing counsel and clients. Like they wouldn't notice that my hair had grown 12 inches over the span of like 3 months. Whereas here, today I'm doing this. If we went off of the live and we came back 5 minutes from now, my hair will be dada. My hair just does anything I want it to do in Africa. I feel comfortable being me. Whatever I want to wear, however many, if I want to have 15 different colors on one shirt, I'm doing that sin. So like for me, living in Africa is my life being in full color. My life being in full color, and living in America is my life being a black and white movie.
I think America puts you whatever, and it's by your profession a lot of times.
By your profession.
The boxes that you're put in. It's why it's the first thing that you ask somebody when, so what do you do? What do you do? And you're like, oh, I can tell. So you look like what you do, and you're not, because of what you do, you can only live a certain way. In Africa, my friend, feel free.
I'm living how I want to live.
People meet myself looking like this. She's like, yeah, I'm an attorney in Chicago.
That's it.
They're like,
that literally this is how you meet me. This is how you meet me. I'm like this. What do you do? I'm an attorney in Chicago. What? I'm an attorney in Chicago. That's what I do, because that's what COVID and what Zoom has now allowed us to do, is to be anything we want to be, anywhere we want to be it, and still be in a place where I feel my natural, authentic self. I
love that people actually, like, some people like get excited when they sing for no reason.
Yeah,
hey, Empress, Rastafari.
That's it.
Yes.
Like, I love that my children,
people aren't that excited to see me in the U.S.
I love that my children are in a school. I love that my children are in a school where literally the nanny, like this was the first year that we decided to like start taking school lunches, because British International School, shout out to BIS. BIS's lunch is now like $3 a day, $3 US per given day. And I have 2 children in BIS. And when I started to do the math was like more than a salary of an average Sierra Leonean just for lunch. I was like, no, we're going to be taking lunches starting this school year. So I started sending them with sandwiches, because that's what I grew up with. Sandwiches, I'd be like, give them sandwiches and cookies and drink and a piece of fruit. We did that for the first couple of weeks. I got a message from Auntie. Auntie said, "Hey, madam, I don't know if you know. I know you had traveled. I don't know if you're here. I don't know if you know these children. What they're getting there is not substantial. What they're giving them, you need to be packing proper food for these children so they be eating enough food, their nutrition, their brain, or whatever. I mean, that's the kind of attention to detail.
Yeah.
So now, of course, the children go to school with fufu. Obviously, now I'm sending my children to school with banku. Now they're getting tilapia, they're getting fresh goat's meat stew because the aunties care about they care about their nutrition. She said, "What is this bread and
what
empty
is this
bread?" Literally,
so
it's just like every day they're just sending them with bread.
Like, she didn't even call it a sandwich. She called it bread.
I was so embarrassed. So now we're overdoing it. Now you're going with a whole turkey leg. Now you're going to whole turkey leg. Huh? Like now the amount of jollof that we are stuffing inside this thing just to prove a point that these children come from a proper home. Like I love that they are investing and they know they're investing in the future of an entire nation. They know that the entire nation's future rides on the backs and the greatness of these little Black kids, and they act like it. And I love that for my children, and I love that for me. And that was
whereas they may be getting overlooked in the United
States. Overlooked,
underestimated.
Yes. Here they know who they are.
They know who they are. Because one of them is the next president and the the next politicians and the next leader.
Absolutely, it is. So I don't know. I love Africa. Me as for me and myself.
As for me,
you can have America.
I'll be here.
I'll keep the passport though.
Forever and ever, amen.
I mean, blue passport privileges.
Cheers
to that.
But other than that, we're gonna be here. We're gonna be right here. Unless we're in Sierra Leone, we're gonna be right here
on the West Coast.
West Coast. We're gonna be out.
I may be over there. We'll see. And with that, guys,
Joe, we stopped hoping on you a long time ago. Several trips ago, we stopped hoping on you.
So I spent 5 months in Sierra Leone this year and less than 4 months in Ghana not this year, in 2022.
We know, Joe.
We were here and you were not.
We were here. We actually forgot that you lived here. Yeah, every time you come popping back up talking about I'm back again, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that.
Remember, what was that, in May or April? I saw y'all that one week you were sick. I came and interviewed you when you had just opened up Freetown Chop House, and I was gone again.
Yeah. And here we are in January.
And now
it's
January.
Anyway, we're glad to have you back.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be back.
You're welcome.
I'm happy to be back, guys.
Well, okay, you people,
let us leave you now.
Yeah, it's coming to an end. We've now done 2 hours. 2 hours. It's a 2-hour live. This is one of the longest lives I've ever done.
Joe, you say that every time we do a live.
I know, because it's always one of the longest lives I've ever done.
I'm up, Papa. Kitami away.
Namende dande.
Well.
Okay, well.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. As always, if you know anybody who's planning to come to Sierra Leone or Ghana in December and they want to know what the difference might be like, or if you want to hear people's opinions about why they might move from the U.S. to Sierra Leone or move to Ghana, or why they would choose Ghana over Sierra Leone, this live was for them. So forward this to anybody you know who are in that position. Make sure you comment. There's been a lot of comments here. I know if you guys are watching this back, definitely give your comments. Make sure you subscribe. You guys watch these videos and don't subscribe. 70% of you guys watch these videos and don't subscribe. So make sure you subscribe. And then, of course, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time a new video comes up.
And if you're in Accra and you want some authentic Sierra Leonean cuisine, come visit us at Freetown Chop House. You can find us on Instagram at Freetown_Chop House. Lenora, we are open tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come through.
Boom. There it is. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
I still have to end the Instagram too. So
before we start.